Looks like we got a new friend!
We're live. Welcome, everyone, to the Curse of Strahd. A game of success! A game of success! Last week we made it out, didn't we? We made it out, right? Everyone's happy. We made it out. Yeah? Smiling faces? Smiling? Yeah, this is great. This is great. I can't find the overlay, but there it is. Welcome, you guys. Before we go around and say hello to everyone, let's get through our social links. Sorry for the delayed start today. We had some camera issues. So here I am, and the reason I look so bright and sparkly is because I'm using Zoom, and I have no idea how to configure my camera in Zoom. So I'm a sparkly vampire today. It works with Strahd. So here are my social links. Discord for community, Twitter for a game, DM me. It won't be for this season now because this season is full unless I have a ton of dropouts. Thank you, Kelly. Unless we have a ton of dropouts, but we're going to be taking players on for Christmas in January. So hit me up if you want to get a game. Christmas will probably be a lot of new players coming along for one-shot games, so let me know if you want to be involved. Send me a DM on Twitter. And YouTube, if you want to catch up with this and the rest of the season, rest of all the other series as well, then go and check out the YouTube. We also have a Patreon where you can check out free articles and exclusive content for as little as $1. We also have merchandise. Thank you very much for all of your donations so far this month. We are over halfway. We've got 10 days to go. It's at the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much, all of you. We also have two sponsors in the form of Bird and the Storm Publishing, who do most of their merch for charity. Check out their t-shirts and their mugs. They're all grand. And also we have Magehand Press. If a 5e space reskin called Dark Matter sounds like your cup of tea, check out the free review and the pre-order material over there. Lastly, we do have a tweet, and every 10 retweets will incur a Wild Magic Surge, so please head over, retweet the tweet, and all the tweets will Wild Magic Surge the tweets. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Which way around should we go? We've got everyone's. So I think we will say hello to Madam Gandalf. Hello, Alex. How are you?
I'm alive, and that's as good as I can hope for at this point. But yeah, I got the Con Plague. I went to TwitchCon, and I now have Con Plague. And from what I've heard, Suri went missing. So I don't know if that has anything to do with plague.
Evidence of the plague.
Rachel can bear witness for me. I was a coughing, spluttering, sleepy, mucusy mess.
It just sounds
and
so
that's
beautiful.
me. Hi guys, I'm Madam Gandalf, and I'm really excited to play D&D again. But it's good to be back. It's definitely very good to be back.
Amazing to have you back. Next round, we have the wonderful... actually, no, we'll come to you last, Kelly, because you've volunteered to do the recap for us. Thank you so much. So we'll go the other way around. We'll go to Alice.
Hi, I'm Alice. I'm excited to have Alex back. we don't have to drag her body anymore and find clever ways to keep her alive, because I'm pretty sure I did the most damage. But that was Bob, so blame Bob. I'm really excited for this week, and I'm just happy to play Bob Pirate. So yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. And next around, we have Rachel.
Hello, my name is Rachel, and I'm going to be playing Sophie, Suri's older sister, and I'm so excited to have my sister back in my game. Yes, it's going to be a good time. Very much looking forward to explaining in character why she has a giant gauge hole in her ear, and also looking forward to explaining why I'm missing a finger.
Yeah.
So,
because like you guys did a load of damage to her, but I don't think you really healed it, did you? Did anyone spend healing on? No, you just let her take the damage. No one healed her at all. Okay. So we're gonna start with some death save. I'm joking. Am I? Next round we'll go to now, Kelly. This week most of the recap is going to be done narratively. So you are actually scot-free. All you need to tell us is what happened between leaving the death house and wherever you are today where we start. That's all I need from you, but otherwise tell us about your character.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I play Talia, who's our half-elf paladin whose healing has just been insufficient. There has just not been enough of it to go around.
Not through want of trying.
No, we tried. We used it. There just wasn't enough of it. And so I guess so I just need to say, like, right now Talia's unconscious.
Oh yeah.
That's what's happened. Like, technically I'm dying again.
Okay, so Talia is at 0 hit points. They are unconscious. Let's see. Siri also was unconscious. Who else was unconscious at the end of last session?
For those keeping score at home, I have now been unconscious 4 times.
But you haven't lost any limbs yet.
Those keeping score, we opened that gate 5 times before we realized there was a lever. And we were just manually lifting it. So, just saying.
It's like the hat all over again.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Mal, who gives Bob, Talia, and Sophie 2 nat 20s each because, well, you're kind of empty. They burn all of it. Like, they started with as many nat 20s as you, Alex, and I think you have 5 or 6. You've got 5. They managed to burn all of them last session.
I burned 9.
9 at 20s.
In death, I have found bountiful life.
Like, you were pulled around, like, I'm pretty sure we tied a rope to Suri's, like, foot because we were wading through water and just let you float behind.
It's just this, like, floating thing.
It was like the starfish. As you were...
Sophie, like, used you as a boogie board, just like...
Yeah.
Yeah, you were using her as a flotation device at one point. I remember this. Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, and I threw you a couple of times, and the one time I did, I missed. So...
Anyway. That's what we'll do right now. So let's go across. I'm going to say Sophie and Bob. I can't remember if you're conscious or not. But whoever it is, let's just say you're in the village. Why don't you just drag her to the tavern? We know that's a relatively safe place, eh?
Bob is really hobbling because he now has one leg.
Yeah,
like,
are we physically capable of dragging both of us to the tavern?
Bob is trying.
Because Bob's got one leg.
Do you know what? I think
one foot.
I've got an image of, I don't know, Sophie lifting her sister, maybe, if that's cool with you, Sophie. And Bob sort of like sitting on the ground, maybe, with Talia in a cuddle and sort of like bum shuffling.
Yeah, he's basically just what's keeping him going is pure rage. Like, don't look at the leg, don't look at the leg, just keep going.
So, I think we'll go to the tavern, and I would like to do this from Siri's perspective. Now, Siri, you're going to wake up. It's been some time. You remember going into that bedroom with the 2 skeletons on the floor, and then it was like a ghost of a little boy just rushed you and like entered your body, and you didn't know what the hell was going on. You started getting dragged through the floor. People were screaming everywhere. Sophie was going nuts. There were people who were trying to claw up floorboards after you. You remember hearing that. And then everything just goes black until this moment when you wake up. There is a tremendous pain in your ear.
I feel... She's gonna raise her hand up to her, like, her pain-riddled ear.
Yeah, most of your ear seems to be missing.
Holy...
It feels as though a spike has sort of entered roughly around where your tragus is and just ripped through the back of your ear. Maybe.
Oh, no. No. Sophie! Sophie!
What? Why are you yelling? I'm right. Oh my god, you're awake! Guys, she's awake!
I'm missing an ear. Where did you put it?
Oh, like Bob's sarcastically looking down at his leg.
Yeah, you look around, you see that Bob is missing a leg, Sophie is missing a finger, and didn't you get some other things as well?
I have a giant, huge gash scar across my entire body.
I think I had a shoulder wound as well. I can't remember how.
Yeah, I think Bob and Sophie both have, because I have a chunk missing out of my arm too as well.
Yeah, and I can't remember if I have a problem with my eye or I just found an eye patch.
You found an eye patch, that was it.
Okay.
But I suppose on reflection, you would see Bob wearing an eye patch and missing a leg with a massive hole in their thing, yeah.
When did Bob become, like, pirate? Like, yar.
And Bob's just dragging Talia past all of you, trying to get...
Oh, no,
You know,
you're in the pub now. This is...
We're in the pub now.
Yeah.
Just the eye would have been fine, you know. You didn't need to do the leg as well. That's overkill.
He literally just flicks the eye patch up to see a normal eye. So you will, awake again.
Well, I think so, but everybody's missing limbs. Last I remembered, little boy, floorboards, creepy house,
Creepy ghost.
creepy
Shitty
ghost,
Too
shitty
many
kid,
kids.
top hat. What happened to my top hat?
You don't need
Oh.
top hats.
Yeah, we left that there. You're not gonna get that back.
Wait,
Talia, did you sustain any wounds?
She has those claw marks on one arm. Very wolfy claw marks on one arm.
Oh, yeah.
And she's passed out.
so basically, Suri's definitely looking around at a room of just like everybody is actually worse off than you, Suri, and you're complaining about your ear.
Well, was the ear the only thing that Suri lost? Was that the only thing? Yeah? Oh, yeah, I remember the
I mean, I'm
daring-
already on the route to werewolfdom.
Oh, yeah, you are.
And there can't much go wrong. Oh, I could be a werewolf with a missing ear. Okay, I have found my legacy. I shall be werewolf with one ear. One ear wolf. Werewolf. Werewolf. It makes sense. My train of thought, it totally is there. And yeah, but Suri is gonna go around and kind of like check on Talia, check on Bob and Sophie, and like find out. So, what I miss?
I'm going to say you've all been stabilized, but you're all around 1 HP, if you haven't got higher than that. Your injuries, I think, do you know what? I think actually the barman probably bandaged you up. Probably mostly whilst you were passed out, as you all would have been knackered. So, yeah.
I think once Bob has made sure Talia's okay, whether she's laying down or just slowly recovering, making sure she's okay, he will find, like, is there like a bed or something the innkeeper might have, like a room or something?
Yeah, you'll be in a room.
Okay, he'll pull a chair closer to Talia's side of the bed and just sit there and stare at where his leg was. But say
Bob,
nothing.
you okay?
And he looks up. I don't know what to do with just one leg. How can I keep looking after people with one leg? And this, and he just sort of on his shoulder where it's been bandaged up.
I mean, you did a really good job getting her back here. That's something.
And he'll start to change, probably something Shuri's not seen yet, but the others have. And he'll slowly change back into his changeling form, which is just white, translucent skin, white hair, white eyes, as he just sort of starts to bandage up his leg again.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Sorry, it's not nice to stare.
Yeah, well, it's not nice to point either, but you can't do that for a long time, can you?
Sorry, that kind of came out oddly snippy out of nowhere.
Sophie just
tension.
Sophie just looks at her hand and then just kind of tucks it under her under her arm in her armpit and just kind of faces away from Suri at that comment. Just
At that point, Suri's gonna realize, oh shit, maybe I stepped a.
Hey, remember the story of Thumbelina? You can.
I don't know if I tell it. Can you hear me?
Well, you can get something, and you can put it there. It could look really cool.
Holds up the completely gone finger where there's no stuff to put a thumb, a little thimble on, and she just. Where?
This will be great for the begging act. Alms for the poor. It pulls off way better without fingers.
You're right. You remember that guy kind of like Bob didn't have a foot? He got way more than we ever did. This is good. Oh,
Footless
you want to
Bob.
look what I got on my back? And she pulls down her shirt to a giant scar. We could show this. So I could lay on the ground and just be oh, my back and my head. Ow!
You're practically mutilated. It's glorious.
At this, you
And
see
look at
Bob.
Bob in on it.
You see Bob walking around the furniture, just looking at either the legs on the bed or any chairs, just measuring them up against his own leg, just to see if there's anything there.
Is it just me, or is Bob bobbing?
Bob, what are you doing, Bob?
I need a new leg. He just starts to see if there's anything, if one of them comes off at all. I can't hobble around Barovia. They almost killed me with 2 legs.
True. You know what would be really cool? A big hearthstone with fire coming out of your leg with every step.
Do you have one of those?
No, but my cousin could probably make one.
Does your cousin live in Barovia?
No.
No.
Where did he
Okay.
move to?
I don't know. It was somewhere fancy. Like Stilton.
I bet they make stilts there. Bob, we could get you stilts!
Or cheese.
And he just blankly stares at you. And are there any bits that I could sort of rip off that would make a half-decent leg, just to attach to me, at all?
Not so much. You'd have to damage the furniture in here.
He'll damage the furniture. He's not thinking of,
I mean, you could do it, but it's you're probably going to incur a cost from the innkeeper and perhaps gain his ire. I mean, you can do it if you want. I'm just telling you there'll be consequences.
Bob will probably think twice and then look to the others and go, "Wait, dear," and he'll disappear downstairs to find the innkeeper.
Okay, we'll play that out in a second. Do the rest of you in the room want to discuss anything?
So is Talia still unconscious, or is she?
Oh, no, you're up. You're up. You've got 1 HP. You've had a bit of a rest. You could probably
Can I
use a
get-
long rest.
Yeah, so can we
Call
get
it a
you
long
any
rest.
water?
So I think this whole time with whatever that was going on, Talia's just kind of like staring at the wall. Like she's just like out of it. And she looks and she's like, I'm fine. Not really sure how to describe her current state.
Do
Is
you
this
want?
rich person's word for fine?
Yeah, like that. Fine. Read between the lines.
And I think she just keeps staring at the wall. She almost died a lot. Like,
Fine.
Go get her some water.
No, get some of that. One of them. Tea. They like tea, right? Rich people like tea.
Oh yeah, herbal tea, preferably green.
That
It's
sounds
always
fancy.
green. Or it has like a cacapapalar meal thing.
Chamomile.
Ah, yes, a camel's meal. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
try.
Okay.
And yeah, Suri will go downstairs and try and get some tea for Talia. Oh, tea for Talia.
So we'll head over to Bob first then. Bob, as you get down to the bar, there is a the barman sees you and he's like, up already.
Like, Bob is really loudly struggling down these stairs as he's like holding onto the banister and hopping down.
Yeah, you could hop, yeah.
At this point, he's changed back into tabaxi form, and he looks over at the barman as he sort of slumps. I need a leg.
Yes, he reaches below the bar and I fetched this for you. It was my uncle's. And he puts like a wooden leg with like a large cup and leather strap on the counter.
And Bob looks at it. Thank you, and just takes it. And he goes to turn and then turns back, remembering how Talia's tried to teach him. Do I need to pay for this?
I've added it to your tab along with the room and medical attention. You would like anything else? It's a copper a cup, a silver a pitcher for wine.
Do you have food?
Yes.
I would like food. Real food.
You
Nothing
are
big.
in no fit state to dine down here. I will bring you up a chicken.
Could I have more than one? There are 2 halflings upstairs.
Yes, the famous halfling constitution. I will bring up 2 chickens.
Thank you. And he just sort of starts to hop back up the stairs towards the room.
Talia. Something in your pocket begins to burn hot, and it reminds you of your dream. Tell me, what did you dream?
So while Talia was apparently being dragged to the tavern, been doing a lot of that lately, dragging people around. She had a dream that she thinks was about her faith, and she like wakes up in a room, and she can't really tell what size it is. It's just a dark room, and she sees string everywhere. These webs of string. And she can see places where these different pieces kind of come together, and then maybe they split back apart, and later they come back together again. And she follows kind of this path to the middle of the room, and she sees a woman resembling her goddess sitting at a spinning wheel. And she begins to have some clarity about the difference between fate and choice and where the two interplay, which is something she had been struggling with these past few days or hours in the death house. And she wakes up.
Before you wake up, you feel something warm glowing in your pocket. This is what reminds you of your dream.
And she's gonna reach into her pocket. Is it like hot, or is it just like warm?
It's just warm, and as you pull out the coins that you found in the death house, you can see all of them are being warmed, but one in particular has a dull glow. Pulling it. Go on.
Yeah, so she's gonna put the rest of them away and look more carefully at that one.
As you take that one in your hands, your father stands before you.
And would she instinctively kind of know that this is him? She knows his name, but she may not have seen what he looks like.
Good point. Talia, it is time.
Father? What? How are you?
I am
What are you talking about?
pleased you recognize me. You've grown so beautiful. You look a lot like your mother.
That must be how you know who I am.
Talia, this place is evil, and it will test you many more times than it has currently. It tested me many times before it finally took me to my grave.
I know I've read about some of that from Mother's journals. It's why I wanted to come here so bad.
Hold to these tenets and your God will be able to find you no matter where you are. I know how you feel, the slick-like pool that prevents you from basking in her divine light. It happened to me too. Remember, don't lie or cheat. Let your word be your promise. Never fear to act, though caution is wise. Aid others, protect the weak, and punish those who threaten them. Show mercy to your foes, but temper it with wisdom. Treat others with fairness, and let your honorable deeds be an example to them. Do as much good as possible while causing the least amount of harm. Be responsible for your actions and their consequences. Protect those entrusted to your care, and obey those who have just authority over you. Stick to these tenets, these oaths, and your God will find you easier.
I will. I can do these things.
You have found my amulet. Wear it proudly.
Wait, will I see you again?
As you begin to ask the question, you can feel the fog of sleep lifting from you. As you fight to stay asleep, which is a difficult thing to do, you hear him say, "I hope so."
And I imagine she doesn't get to say anything else before she wakes up.
Talia, you wake up with that glow in your pocket. That warm feeling in your pocket.
And she picks it up and she looks at it and she knows exactly what it is, and she puts it around her neck.
Mm-hmm. You'll need to find some string, but yes.
Yeah. Well, I imagine she probably has something.
Okay. Siri, heading down to the bar.
Yes, Suri's gonna head down to the bar, probably see Bob do Bob's things, and just be like, and while you're at it, tea, please, tea for Talia, tea.
Tea.
Do you have any form of tea? Fancy people like tea.
I will fetch a pot.
Of tea?
Yes.
Okay, because a pot was gonna do me nothing. All right, so a pot of tea. Do you have like those little teacups that you can't fit all your fingers on, so you'd like have to lift your pinky out?
I shall have to fetch some.
And maybe it has flowers decorating the side and a little saucer.
Yes, perhaps. Would you not prefer wine?
I'll take both.
Excellent. A pitcher.
A pitcher of wine. It's your favorite kind.
I have added it to your tab. I will bring the wine and the tea up shortly.
Thank you.
And then Suri's gonna kind of turn to Bob and be like,
Need any help there?
You see him like trying to just figure it out, and he looks at it. Could you just hold it here, please? And then he just starts trying to tie these like leathers around his leg, and he winces every now and again, like, okay, yep. And he's like, okay, let's try this out. And he tries to stand up and wobbles a little bit, and it hurts. And you can see him wince. So, this is weird.
Siri, as you're holding the leg, could you please roll a wild magic surge for me? The number is now 602.
oh no! Okay. Bugger.
Don't do anything to my leg. What's gonna happen?
527 is our result for the evening.
Are you thinking anything as you are holding onto Bob's leg?
I'm thinking, oh god, it's Bob's leg. Oh god, it's Bob's leg. Oh god, it's Bob's leg.
Bob, you hear this?
Like, can I see her lips move?
They're not
god,
moving.
it's oh god, it's Dot's leg. Oh god, it's Dot's leg. Oh god, it's Dot's leg.
If you don't like it, you can let go.
Huh?
It's clearly freaking you out.
I mean, I didn't say anything. This is just my natural face.
I know, but I held you anyway.
Huh.
It's okay, it's Barovia. Weird shit happens.
True, but, what do you want me to do with your leg?
I'm trying to tie the leathers around it. If you could just hold it in place, like near my actual leg, not over there.
Okay.
And Suri's gonna like tuck it under her leg. Or her, not her leg, her arm, sorry. So it's like tucked under, she walks it over kind of thing. And she's gonna kind of prepare herself like,
Okay, I'm ready this time. It'll be like soldiers trying to ram down a door.
Okay, but don't push too hard, it kind of hurts. And he just starts to tie this leather like around his thigh, like up quite high as well, because he doesn't really know how to secure it properly. And it's like, okay, okay, you can let go now. Thank you, little one.
Another job well done. Another full day's work. That's good deed done for the day.
Yes, I'm going to go try the stairs. And you see him very awkwardly wobble on each step, first of all, and just try and make his way up the stairs with this new leg.
Between you, why don't you make a medicine check?
okay. Okay.
We're gonna poison me. 10.
I'm just checking what my... Oh, I have a -1 to medicine, so let's give this a nice little go, shall we? Oh, great.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, is it wonky?
So, Bob, please roll me a 1d2 followed by a 1d6.
Who, me or?
Yeah, you. Or one each. Do one each. One of you roll a d6 and one of you roll a 1d2. One of you flip a coin and then one of you roll a d6.
I'll roll the 1d2 then.
Alright, run 1d6.
1.
Oh, right, excellent. Well, the 1 is a good thing. The 1 means that the leg is only 1 centimeter too long for your body, so it sort of like disjoints you into a hobble.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. For a moment, I thought this was going to turn into a big thing of like...
You've got gangrene. There you go.
Exactly. You now need to, like, what is it, like when you burn the wound?
The rest of it off.
Yeah, you need to chop the rest of it off. Cauterize the wound. That's it, cauterize.
Who said that? You were really quiet.
I'm staying with a couple of friends in Kansas at the moment.
I was like, I didn't see anyone's lips move. I was like, what?
I didn't see anybody talk.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I really can hear their thoughts. Okay, so why don't we go back up to the room? Sophie and Talia. Sophie, I guess, is this an awkward silence for you as Talia stares at the wall and then pulls out an amulet?
I think at first, yeah. Definitely. She's kind of, well, because, you know, she told her sister to go get her tea, and then she tried talking to Talia a little bit, and then Talia just stared at the wall. So Suri's just kind of sitting there like just like finger drumming on the floor, just sitting cross-legged, you know, because she still has her pointed fingers, so she can finger drum with her pointed fingers, and she's just gonna kind of like do it a little bit like harder and like louder and more annoying until like maybe Talia looks over her shoulder.
Sophie, is there something you wanted to talk about?
So you are alive.
Technically, yes, I think so.
Well, I mean, this is alive, but no offense, you don't seem to be all here right now. What's going on in your brain?
That was a lot.
Yeah.
And I just trying to decide what to do. What we should do. It's hard. I'm just trying to process everything.
Well, I may have something that might like help you make a decision a little bit more. So, you know, when we were sleeping in the house, and we all kind of had weird experiences and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I had a pretty realistic dream, and it spoke to the big guy, the what is sorry, the
Strahd?
yeah, that guy, yeah. And
You spoke to him?
yeah, I guess, or a figment of my imagination that was really close to him, even though I've never met him.
I just had a really real dream too. Let's operate under the assumption it was actually him. That seems safer given the circumstances.
Did you talk to him?
No, not him. But go on, tell me more. What happened? What did he say?
Okay, well, you know, he kind of seemed like he was, you know, he was having a bad day. You know, like he's talking about this lady that he was in love with, and then he couldn't see her anymore, and that this land like cursed him, and that, maybe it's not completely his fault. And he said that if I help him, that he could help Suri. That he could take everything away.
Well,
I know it's crazy. I know, because everyone here is saying that we shouldn't trust him, but we shouldn't. Those people in the woods in the camp with their weird cards, and the guy who was asking me to dig graves with him, they're spies or something. He told me. He said we can't trust them at all. That they work.
that's what. Yeah, they work for him? I thought that's what.
I've been hearing so many different things. I don't know what to believe. But I know that if there's a way that I could help my sister, I want to go for it.
Well, I feel like they said we help her by ending whatever curse or whatever, right? And I don't know who ending that curse helps, if that's Strahd or if it's the town, but if it helps Suri, maybe that's a good enough reason.
I think so.
But we were also asked to save that man's sister.
But what if, what if Strahd's not lying and they were actually I don't know, they were super into each other or something. And then everyone just thought he was evil and they took her away.
But she's trying. I guess we only have the brother's opinion.
Yeah, and you've seen older brothers before. They can get really territorial. Wicked weird. It's an older sibling thing, but I think it's weirder when you're a brother. They just go really nuts. I don't know.
I wouldn't know, but I will take your word for it.
Yeah.
Maybe then what we need is to talk to her.
Alone, I think. Without her.
I don't want to just hand over an innocent woman to a.
Yeah. I definitely think that's a good. See, you're full of. I like you, Talia. You're smart. They did you get to go to an actual school and stuff?
Yes, yes, I did. And I wanted to say, Sophie, I'm really sorry I snapped at you back in there.
Oh
I think we
no.
were under a lot of pressure, and I just didn't know what to do.
You don't gotta apologize. I was kind of being an.
Rude?
I blunt, I deal with. I was afraid for Suri's life, and I dealt with it by just being an idiot. And you had every right to be frustrated with me. So I'm just glad that we all didn't die. But I'm never going into a house with children again, especially not here.
Fair.
What'd you dream about?
I guess while we're sharing, I saw my goddess, I think, but then I saw my father for the first time.
How do you know it was him?
He knew who I was, and I just had a feeling.
So I imagine there would have been paintings that he would have resembled.
Maybe
he was also wearing your house armor or something as well. It all would have added up for you.
Yeah, I just, you just notice things. I have his eyes. I never.
Okay.
I knew he was human because my mom's an elf and I'm half.
Yeah. Wow.
And I'd heard stories about him, so I knew what to look for. But he is from here.
Oh wait, here, this crazy place?
So's my mother.
What? Wait, have you shared this information with us before? Were you holding out on us?
No, I've never been here, so it didn't really seem relevant.
It. Okay.
She,
Can continue.
it's a long story, but suffice to say, when my mother was pregnant with me, she ran from here, and I don't really know, given the situation, I don't know how she got out. She doesn't talk about it. Everything I learned was through sneaking through her things when I was a kid. But that's why I wanted to come. So I wanted to figure out where I was from. Figure out what happened to him.
You lied to Bob then.
Bob! He doesn't know everything, but he knows some.
You lied to Bob. Oh, Bob's gonna kick your butt.
I didn't lie to Bob.
Yeah. Oh, she like gets up and she like does like a little. Sure, liar.
Is it really lying if I knew Bob wouldn't put two and two together?
It's totally lying. Oh, we're gonna get you to steal something next. Okay, I won't tell. I'm not gonna. Bob will kick my butt. I'm not. I like Bob. I'm really starting to like Bob, but kind of crazy. He scares me and gets angry.
From outside, you'll probably hear like a thump, thump, thump as Bob approaches the room.
Like, he will throw the door open and be like, I got a new leg. Look at it. And he sort of waves it around like quite proudly, like, it's a bit lopsided, I'll give you that. As you see him sort of stand at a slight angle when he stands.
Yeah, imagine you'd have to kick it out to one side a little bit, a bit like Junkrat from Overwatch.
He's
like,
sort
not
of
as much as Junkrat, but a little bit.
He's doing a slight sort of lean, not lunge, but he's quite pleased with himself that he has still got some form of leg. He's like, but I can walk now. Look at it. Like, he looks so happy with this right now.
That is very exciting news, Bob. I'm glad you were able
Looks
to
like
to move around on your own now.
Are you okay, Talia? You like, and he's just sort of looking at you and checking you over.
I'm here. I'm in one piece mostly. She looks at her arm. Comparatively, I'm doing pretty well. She like gestures to Bob.
No, this is nothing. Look, see? And he just like hangs like the wooden leg on the floor. He's like, see, all better, all fixed. It's a little bit raw, but it's okay. I can hobble.
We should maybe look into some padding for that thing.
It's okay.
It's kind of loud.
Well, it is a wooden leg. And now, Dahlia, look. And he just pulls the eye patch down. Like...
And she actually laughs. I'm glad something positive came out of this.
Well, I wouldn't put it that far, but it's better than only having one leg.
That's a positive opinion.
Okay.
And speaking of positivity,
And Suri will awkwardly hand over the tea.
Yeah, the reason you guys took so long, they had so much time for conversation, is the bartender literally had to leave his house and go to his mother's to find a cup and saucer and a teapot. Like, he only sells wine.
Oh, he went so out of his way. 5-star Yelp review. 5-star.
Get on the TripAdvisor.
Barovia 1, but the Blood on the Vine Hotel. Very good.
will go out of his way for tea.
For tea.
And I think, as we mentioned, going out of the way for tea, this is where we'll take our first break. So we'll say see you in 5 minutes to Rachel and Alex, and we will sit and have a discussion. So first of all, as we sit here, welcome Unmade Gaming. Thank you for the raid. Welcome Bird, Ken. I see you guys in chat. How are you all doing? And Alice and Kelly, how are you guys doing? How's Barovia treating you?
Well, so far I've damaged my shoulder and I've lost a leg, so I see a corgi. Sorry, I just saw a corgi. I don't know if stream can see it from the screen, but I saw a puppy. But yeah, I'm actually really enjoying Barovia considering all the horrible stuff that's happened to me. Yeah, it's quite perky about it.
I'm very sorry. My turn for doggo. I'm very pro Barovia. I like creepy and like the gothic horror thing. I just am a big fan of. So, I'm glad we're out of the house.
Yeah, the house could have really killed you. For those of you in chat, the guys are now level 3. I don't know if we pass that message on to Alex. We should probably let her know that she's level 3.
I don't know.
One thing I will say is quite interesting because normally I'm the one running a horror thing. I've never been in a horror one before, so it's quite interesting to see different styles of how people do it and everything.
And my horror is different to your horror as well. You're more psychological trauma. And Ken Weebs, it's his birthday, so
Happy
everyone,
birthday, Ken.
Birthday.
welcome, happy birthday. Awesome. Yeah, and what we'll also do at the minute is we'll just make sure all you guys in chat, first of all, there is a tweet, and every 10 retweets. Do you know what? Really annoying though. Just recently, I've been having problems with my Twitter, where I write out a great long tweet about going live. I press tweet, and the tweet doesn't actually fucking send. It's really annoying me. This is like the 3rd episode in a row that I've done this now, and I don't know whether to go and make a new tweet or not. You know, it's sort of, I'm in that awkward stage now of the tweet where I don't know whether to like go and make a live one again or just use this one. I guess we'll use this one. But even though
if
it
you
doesn't
make another one, then we can all go retweet it again and get more wild magic.
Oh heck, why not? It's a break. Let's do that. Also, I'll also pop my social links here as well, you guys. If you are looking to get into D&D, if you're watching TTRPG streams like Encounter Roleplay, Grimjack, Unmade Gaming, and Critical Role, and all of those games, then head over to my Twitter, send me a DM, and I will get you into a game. Alice and Kelly, I can't talk and type at the same time, so if you could...
Yeah, well, we've got lots coming next season, viewer games wise in particular. I think we're upping the amount we're doing, aren't we, Scrat? Something like that?
Yeah, I think it's only up to 4 a week.
Yeah,
I think it's.
I
think
watch
it's 4.
things.
I think
it's
it's
like,
4.
I got this. Yeah, we got 4 games. One of them is going to include the Cypher system as well, which I'm quite excited to see.
Yeah.
But
I'm excited to see how that goes because a lot of the viewer games now are D&D based, so I'm excited to see.
oh yeah, like because we've got one Cypher system campaign this season, which I run, and I love the Cypher system. So yeah, I'm really excited to see more of it. I adore D&D. I absolutely adore D&D, but I'm liking seeing new systems being played as well, because a lot of them I've never heard of before, and apparently they're like quite big, but I've never had the chance to play them. It's literally this season I've managed to branch out and play a bit more, and I really, really like it. Cypher System 1 was weird for me because I'd never played in a Cypher System campaign before. I literally had to learn how to DM it without playing it, but I loved it. So that'll be coming back. But yeah, there's loads more systems, I think, on the way, which I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, I've been trying a lot when I'm not kind of here and when I'm like popping into one-shots with other places trying to play different systems that I've never heard of before. It's been fun because I think the last 3 times I've learned the rules about like 30 minutes before we started, which was really great fun.
But I find well, for me personally, I learn better whilst I'm playing.
Same.
So for me, I mean, I will be going all through and I don't get this. What's this? What, that sort of thing. But I learn as I play, and that's the way I sort of prefer to do it anyway.
But yes. And
I'm trying to figure out what Scrat's doing with.
It started coming up with an error saying property of code not defined, and I was just like, oh, well,
Who is code?
yeah. Who are you, code, and why aren't you defined? How about Rachel? How's Rachel feeling about Barovia so far?
Yo, Barovia needs to calm down. Midge. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna put something on a bagel off screen because I didn't want to take too much time in the kitchen, so I'm doing it here. But yeah, no, Barovia, it definitely needs to calm down. I think it just needs a new coat of paint. I think we need. Have you guys seen Parks and Rec before?
I haven't. I'm afraid I don't watch any telly, really.
I was gonna make a Parks and Rec joke, but it would be completely lost. So.
And less children. There needs to be less children in Barovia.
There's so. First of all, who thought that was a good environment to raise a child?
Right?
What are you doing there?
You get right out of there. You wouldn't even know.
Like, see,
Talia's mother did it.
Mom.
She pieced.
Yeah. They all need to take some notes from Talia's mother and be like, oh shit, there's a reason. Because everyone here is crazy.
What now? Speaking of crazy.
Barovia.
Oh yeah, speaking of crazy, go take a look at those Barovia.
Okay, so I have in fact retweeted the tweet. The tweet is tweeted. So
Tweet is done.
a flashback. Thank you for enrolling at the academy. Welcome. Yeah. Okay, so we're all back. So and we're all together. Tell me, who was carrying the sword hilt that you found?
Bob.
Oh god, now what am I gonna lose? What limb's going next?
You get a sense of frustration wave over you.
Oh yeah, I'm already frustrated.
This isn't yours. This is like someone else being frustrated at you. You know, where like that feeling you get when someone looks at you in frustration?
He sort of looks around. He's sort of keeps it to himself, but he looks noticeably uncomfortable.
That scared me for a moment. I was like, whoa!
Werewolves.
The werewolves.
Like it's Bob.
Literally, just as I was about to unmute for Talia to ask what Bob was doing, I have neighbors, and someone doesn't like them.
No, Bob is just like, I just don't feel comfortable. You know, like someone is watching you, but not in a good way. And he just his eyes shift around the room constantly and glance back at the doors and the windows.
You mean, I kind of had that feeling when Suri and I first found you and you kept looking at us? No offense.
I had a good reason to.
Hey, we're not that bad.
You were trying to push a cow and got shot. It was more out of intrigue.
Okay. Just gonna take a teacup and just...
Sipping that tea.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't like Barovia.
Well, we're stuck here, so
But we will get out. Even if it takes my other leg.
That's a go-getter attitude.
I like to be the positive one in the group.
See? Positivity. And she'll start like pouring the tea for everyone.
He's like, oh, thank you, Suri. And after watching Sophie, he's like, and tries to drink with like this paw that's like wrapped around this teacup.
You see, you lift your little pinky bean up.
This one. And then and you just hear like the loudest sip.
Exactly. So you just do that. You take a little sip, and then you pretend like you're talking to grandma.
I don't have a grandma.
That's why you pretend.
Yeah, but what do you say to a grandma?
My grandma, what big teeth you have.
Your grandma had big teeth.
And then sometimes you'd be like, oh, my grandma, what big ears you have.
Oh, like he's really trying to take this in and absorb it. Like, okay, I will try and remember this.
And then sometimes like, oh, grandma, what big claws you had? Maybe I'm having a bit of a messed up memory here.
I will be intrigued to meet your grandmother one day. I will ask her all of these questions.
I feel like I'm remembering a lot of things wrong.
Yeah, she's definitely dead, though.
There we go. So you just pretend you're talking to favorite generic old lady.
Generic old lady. Okay. And then he just like puts his pinky out again and starts sipping from his teacup once more.
Good job.
Perfect.
So, what's our plan?
Well, I think you, and you all need some rest. You nearly died. She'll point to Talia. You nearly died. You're missing an eye and a leg. And you're missing a finger.
No, I've got the eye. And he just lifts the eye patch up again. I just think it makes it look more dashing.
I like it. It's like a peacocking technique. You know, people will always pay attention to the person with the leg missing and the eye missing. I like.
And the bad shoulder. And he just sort of like, you could see a bit like Sophie, there's a massive like mark, but just down here rather than across the back.
Bob, if things don't work out when we get out of there, you can always come follow Suri and I home. We'll show you how we used to make money. And she kind of goes like, a wink.
And he's like, I don't understand how having one leg will help me steal a cow.
You know what? We'll talk about it later.
Wasn't that full-time job just the cow thing?
I feel like this whole cow thing has gotten pushed way out of proportion. Like, we don't do that all the time.
I've only done it like 17, maybe.
Why did you try steal a cow?
Well, where else are we going to get milk and beef?
And he looks over at Talia, sort of realizing he doesn't actually know fully because he's fed because he's employed from a very, very young age by Talia's mother. And he's like, where do we get them from?
I think we get them from the farm they were stealing from.
See, but you guys have this really insane hot commodity called money, and so you can buy it.
I don't. And he just literally empties his pockets like, I don't.
You say you don't, but you found an absurd amount of gold in that house.
I didn't from about that yet.
We haven't sold our gold.
Wait, and she said no.
At that point, Talia is like, I think you can buy it.
Wait a minute. And she it's almost like a second nature. She like hunkers down next to her sister and like grabs the back of her neck and is like, I got some hot loot in that house. By the way, we're gonna eat so good when we get out of here. I'm talking hundreds of gold. Oh yeah. Do you remember those boots you wanted? We could totally get like 5 pairs of them.
The one with the taffeta?
Yeah, exactly. We could get you one for every day of the week.
I've always wanted yellow taffeta. I don't even know what taffeta is. It just sounds
Whatever it
fancy.
is, we're gonna get it for you though when we get back home, okay?
Yay.
Okay, just don't tell them. I don't know if they know how much shit I stole.
I loved through all of that Talia's face of, oh, hundreds, bless them.
Although she's a little strapped for cash since she came here.
Oh, what even is taffeta? Taffeta.
It's like
It's a fine,
very
luxurious
lovely
silk.
Oh.
And I think at this point, Talia's gonna kind of butt in and be like, guys, if you're done, we should probably figure out a plan.
All we've got a plan. We kill the Strahd person and then we go.
What if we didn't kill him though?
As you say that as well, Bob, the you get this incredible sense of unreadiness wave over you, like unsuredness. You suddenly doubt the validity of your statement. No. You suddenly feel like your validity of the statement has been questioned, but not by the people around you. From something in your pack.
And he's sort of and just reaches back to get his pack out and open it. And we'll take out the hilt and just start staring at it, ignoring the rest of the conversation.
Holding the hilt, you just get these vague feelings from it.
So Sophie and I were talking that maybe we should go talk to the sister before we make any big moves.
Why?
Well, I don't think we're really prepared to kill Strahd. After what just happened, I don't know if we're ready for that.
As these words leave Talia's lips, the hilt almost glows like not like a sunburst, but just like a dull, like very end of sunset or very early dawn sort of glow in it for a second, and Bob, you feel like it approves.
And he sort of doesn't like it. He's so stupid, Barovia, and just starts putting it back in his pack and ties it up again. And saying, fine, we go talk to the then we kill Strahd.
And Talia's gonna look over at Sophie and just kind of shrug, like, that's step one. She's gonna be so do we want to go talk to them now? I mean, we have that map, so we know where their house is.
I mean, can we do it in the morning after we sleep a little bit? Especially you.
That's a good idea. And Talia's gonna sip this tea that I imagine is like consumable and not a whole step above that. But
You had to run across to grandma's to steep it. Or to mum's.
Oh yeah, the barkeep's old. It's almost certainly a grandma of some. Since everyone in
Someone's
Barovia
grandma.
seems to be mad about having kids, you know.
But she'll be polite to Suri and she's going to drink the tea. And she's so in the morning then. Early in the morning.
Hey, we went through a really bad
But
house.
we're running out of time. For
Okay. You're right.
Are we
Right.
sleeping?
Yes.
Okay. I really need to sleep. He had like Bob hasn't slept even in the dungeon. He was on guard the entire time, so he's like hanging like over if you see if with his arms almost like dragging along the floor, and you see him sort of clump over to the nearest bed and just fall flat, and he lays there for a second before getting up a little bit, turning around in a couple of circles, pawing at the pillow a bit, and then curling up. And you can just hear like this half snore, half purr. But he's not like settled elegantly like a cat. The body of the cat is there, but his face is right down in the pillow. He's out.
That's something you don't see every day.
I guess I'll take watch then. You sleep. I've been resting for like 3 days.
Doesn't Suri have like 1 HP as well? I think I have the highest HP.
I think we decided that Suri took so much damage whilst unconscious that when we came back, you were just going to be at 1 HP. I wasn't going to make you do death saves or anything because that's extra cruel, but you're pretty banged up. You
Yeah,
feel like you're probably quite bruised. You've been dropped. You've been missing an ear. You've
Thrown.
You've been
threw her.
thrown a fair amount. There
Like
are
I've had
literally-
the worst migraine, and I don't know how, when, where, or why. Okay, then what I think she'll do then is she'll say like,
I'll take first watch.
and like immediately just curl up and fall asleep as she says it to Sophie.
So I guess Talia and Sophie are going to be splitting the watches.
I mean, how much do we really need to watch? It's kind of an inn. You know, what's he gonna do? Try to give us a pitcher of wine?
And Talia's going to look around and see if there's at least something she can push in front of the door. Or like take a chair and like put it under the like knob.
As you do this, you see Bob running in his sleep.
Well, as you do put this under the door, you hear a knock and may I enter?
Bob is still out.
How about I come out?
I have bought up the roast chickens.
Oh,
Bob jumps
Oh,
up.
yeah.
chickens?
Like you see his nose twitch, like, and his ears just hot. He's like, chickens.
You got
Okay.
chickens?
I got.
And Talia's going to open the door.
Sorry,
Take
wake
the
up,
chicken.
wake up. We got chicken.
Yeah, and you immediately, as you open the door, you'll smell this glorious smell of roasted chicken. You can see that there's like potatoes all around. The skin is perfect golden color. It's sort of sizzling a little as the oils are still burning on it.
This
Look-
channel's slowly becoming a food channel.
yeah, like it looks like some of the vegetables accompanying it might have been slightly glazed with honey, and there's a
Glorious.
slight orange scent as though it's been stuffed with oranges. And is that onions?
Oh.
Bob
How
does
can
that.
they have such bad tea? Look at chicken.
They've got
That
priorities.
Bob does that thing where his nose twitches and his front paws like come off the bed and he stretches and then sort of pads over to the chicken. Thank you. And he takes one of them and hands it to Sophie and Suri, and then takes the other and goes to sit by Talia. And we eat this and then I go back to sleep. Like he's like smelling it, but you can see his eyes like lolling as he's trying to eat it.
Yeah, well, this is a fantastic meal. This will help with your recovery. It will count as part of your long rest. So yeah, you guys can eat, sleep, and wake fully healed, except for your existing wounds. Removing wounds would require the Barovia equivalent of plastic surgery, and I don't recommend it.
No.
That sounds very Jack the Ripper-esque.
Yeah, Bob will finish the chicken and probably sort of fall asleep mid eating chicken.
Siri, the dice love you today. Can I grab another D602?
Oh gosh, okay.
They're making up for lost time.
I'll say 130.
So then, who do we think would wake first? Who do we think would wake last? You guys can decide your waking order and what you do.
I genuinely think Bob would probably wake last just because of how knackered he is, because he hasn't slept technically for 3 days now.
I think Talia would probably wake up first. She's got this like internal ticking clock, I think, going on, and so she probably like wakes up the second dawn-ish.
Mm-hmm. I mean, technically, Suri's kind of been asleep for the last like day or so in the house, so Suri might also not need so much sleep as everyone else. Just throwing that in. But so maybe Suri and Talia, if that's cool with you guys, you guys would wake up first.
Mm-hmm. Yep, good with me. Good with me.
And then you do.
And Talia's gonna wake up. She's gonna look over at the other two sleeping and look at her and be like,
So what's it like to nearly die? Morning, by the way.
It would. I mean, I'm pretty sure you nearly died by the end there too.
Ah, well, I'm practically walking, living dead anyway, right?
Sure. But yeah, it's not great. It hurts.
Were you scared?
I don't know if I mean, I was scared when we were getting close, but once you fall unconscious, you don't really feel anything anymore.
Were you, like, angry or just, ow?
Well, so a couple of the times that things got dicey in there, we like fell into like a pit with like spikes on the bottom, so that was kind of a surprise. So that was just pain. But we also fought this thing in the basement, and that was scary, especially because I had to watch Bob go down and you were unconscious in the corner.
Sounds like me.
And
Seems to
I
be about
couldn't
a
do
lot
anything.
these days.
Yeah, we all seem to keep kind of falling unconscious. Speaking of which, should we wake them up? Maybe? And I think Talia's gonna go up to... I think Talia's gonna go up to Bob and like scratch him behind the ear to try and like wake him up kind of gently.
As you do that, his back leg just he jumps up like, what is it? What are we being attacked? What is it? And he sort of jumps up and grabs his rapier, like poised on the bed.
She's like, well, it's morning.
Is there any chicken left?
And she looks over and it's decimated from all of them the night before. She's like, not really.
Okay, that's fine. I might go see if he's got anything else. You can hear like his stomach rumble. He's like, I'm a little bit...
You're also filthy from dragging yourself through the streets the night before.
Yeah, like I'm looking at the bed sheets I've sort of passed out on and they're covered. And he's like, oh, and he sort of hopes that Talia doesn't notice you because he's just trying to brush some of it off the bed. Like, Have you woken the others yet? What about Sophie? Is she up? Like, do I see her asleep? Yeah. He'll sort of walk over, like, look over. He's probably quite scary, actually. He doesn't mean it to be, and he's like, Sophie. Like, and gets
Feel
his
whiskers against your face, Sophie.
Yeah, like, he is really, really close. Like, really, really close. And you can sort of feel like he's got, like, his new wooden leg and just, like, poking you with it a little bit. Like, Sophie, we will need to wake up.
But stop poking, Bob. Why are you poking me with that thing?
I'm trying to wake you up. It's morning.
Use your hand or something, or your voice, your words, the you know, not the foot, or
I need to
lack of
keep
foot.
it moving for blood flow.
Move it over there, not on my face.
Oh, sorry. And he just sort of moves it aside. Are we going to go talk to the lady today?
I
so.
so.
But maybe we should rinse off first.
And he sort of looks at himself. You're probably right. I don't remember the last time I bathed.
I remember the last time we did. There was that
Yeah, don't remind me.
situation with the hallucinations. He kind of looks over, and I'm assuming they're probably in a similar room to where they were before, so there's that, like, shower in the corner, and she just kind of looks over, and she's like...
Could very well be the same room.
And she's gonna do what she did before and go over it. There's, like, a pump or something, right?
Mhm.
And she's gonna, like, pump it a couple times and, like, step back and, like, wait for the water to come out.
Yeah, water comes through, at first cold, but then by the time you finish pumping, you can see steam rising.
Well, maybe we should just close our eyes this time, Talia.
And again, there's that smell of, like, that sort of eggy smell of, that comes with the water.
Ugh. Yeah, Bob, turn around. I know you
And he literally just turns, he used to sit on the bed, turns around and puts his hands over his head. And he pulls the eye patch down on one of them.
And I think when Talia rinses off, you see mud and, like, crusted blood just coming off all over everywhere.
Blood places you didn't know you had blood just pours off you.
Imagine it a lot. There's, like, surprisingly crusted blood, like, all over her back from, like, the spikes.
Same for Sophie and Suri if you want to get in on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would hurt so bad on that big gash.
Oh, yeah. All of your cuts as well, as the hot water touches them. It sort of stings, whatever it is they use to heat the water and gives it that eggy smell. It sort of stings a little bit like iodine. Not actually like iodine, but...
Oh, she's gonna, just bite her knuckles and just, put her back in the water anyways, because she knows she needs to clean it off, and she's just like, oh, God. Ow. Okay, I'm done. I can't.
But, despite the amount of blood coming off you, which may remind you of your previous shower experience, this is a pleasant bathing. You come out feeling refreshed and clean, more human. You know that feeling when you've been dirty for so long that you don't remember what it's like to feel clean?
Mm-hmm.
And then you do have a shower and suddenly you're like, oh, that's... If you're open to that feeling, that's what this shower will give to you.
Like if Bob sees them all relax a bit, he sort of looks down at his wounded leg and is like, should I shower?
And Talia's like, Bob, you smell like a muddy cat.
Oh, I'm sorry. And he sort of heads over. He hops as he gets to the edge. He just starts to untie the leg, and he looks back at all of you and he goes,
Talia turns around.
and he also has a shower. He keeps it in like the tabaxi form because he's really scrubbing like all of his fur to try and get this out. And he just like sits there, like stands there for a little bit, just as this like hot water just runs off of him.
Cool. Same for you. Exactly the same. I'm so jealous of Alex right now.
Yeah, same.
It's
Yeah.
Guinness.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
That's makes the jealousy even worse. Yeah, so guys, you are washed. You are ready to do what you want to do. What is it you want to do? Oh, and by the way, Siri, throughout, probably until you next eat, anyone who says the word "it" is going to make you cringe.
It?
Yes, that word.
Mm.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you
Right.
just get really sensitive to certain words after like certain meals.
All right, well, let's hop to it.
Is there another word for
Hey, what
that
are you
one?
doing?
What's wrong with your face, Shirley?
Hey,
What do you mean? It's just my face.
When
no,
she
there's something
said-
really wrong with it.
There,
There's
there.
nothing wrong with my
You-
face.
That you did it again.
Hey, stop it.
Why is she doing that?
Sir, stop. Wait.
Like, do we know that it's that word? Like, have we figured it out? That
Well, I
it's
mean,
that
if she's cringing every time you say "it," then I think you probably would. It'd be like a thing, like, you know, when kids work out something.
Like, Bob is like sort of half getting dressed right. He's just pulling on like his little colourful waistcoat as this happens, and he's shaking his wet fur off, and he leans in really close. The Shuri just goes, "It," yes, and you can just see him sort of go. He moves on to go and start loading up his backpack again.
I'm loving the image as well of Bob having like wet cat fur. You know,
Yeah.
the one where the
It's like
Like
proper
shit.
wet cat fur, yeah.
like suddenly Bob looks very, very skinny.
Yeah. He's
Like
like
a
tall,
lanky boy.
lanky, fairly hunched over as he's moving around.
He's a skinny, wet cat pirate.
Yeah. And he pulls down like his eye patch, like keeps going.
And Tally's gonna take out the map and see if she can figure out where they're supposed to be going.
So, tell me, what did I give you? Did I give you a map of just the village of Barovia, or a map of the world?
I think it was just a map. I'm pretty sure I asked this. I'm pretty sure it was just like a map of town, but there were certain places marked on it.
Yeah,
Like-
road to this, road to that. Yeah.
Big, like main thoroughfares and big buildings or whatever. And he like highlighted and circled where like his house was. And I cannot remember every single game. I cannot remember what this guy's name is.
Yeah, that is just fine. His name was Ismark. And your map looks a lot like that.
Yes, that map.
Yeah, so he highlighted a building to the northwest. There's actually a direct road from the Blood on the Vine, from the Blood on the Vine thing to... Oh, hang on a minute. Am I going to the right place? Un momento. Yeah, there's a direct road south. It's directly south, sorry, not north, not northwest. You've already been northwest to the church. Yes, directly south. Like from the square you're in, you just take the south road, you'll get there, no problem.
Okay, and I think Talia's just gonna be like, I think this is where we're going. It seems like there's a straight shot. So are we ready?
Let's do it.
What we're about to do now, I think a few people have done before, but you know, not in a while.
And Talia's just gonna be like, yeah, sorry. Great. And heads out.
That's great, sir. Bye.
Oh, sorry. What are you doing?
Okay, sorry. Bye. Okay, bye.
Excuse me, there is a cat in my sink.
So, as you walk south from the square, you will see a sign on one place that says Bildraff's Mercantile. There's sparse light that spills from the building from behind the drawn heavy curtains. And also, as you are walking down the Sofa Road, if you don't wish to visit the Mercantile, you can also hear a moaning sob that floats through the still grey streets, and it colours your thoughts with sadness. The sounds flow from a dark 2-story townhouse.
Oh. Guys, I'm not going into another creepy house with someone crying. It didn't work out last time.
No children. We've all agreed. We made a pact. We made a promise. No more children.
I'm not going in there. They can keep crying.
Exactly.
I don't care
Give
what's
them
wrong
some
with them.
tough love. They'll learn to cry it out themselves, look out for themselves, become strong, independent people by themselves.
Did anyone tell Suri what happened to the 2 kids in the house?
Oh, yeah. So what happened, fam?
Just as she's saying that they'll grow up to be strong and all that, talking about their future.
Oh, they're fine. They're
Strong,
cool. Kids are fine.
independent twins.
They're fine. Yeah, they're very strong, very independent. Mm-hmm.
And not ghost kids possessing either of us at all.
No, and they totally had good lives. They weren't like starved or anything like that. It was.
This is all very reassuring.
Yeah. No, they had a great life. They had a great life.
Huh.
And Talia's torn because she just took a vow of honesty. But she doesn't want to freak Suri out either. And so she's just gonna look at Suri and be like, let's just say it wasn't how we would have hoped.
That's reasonably honest. I won't make the tick I was going to make.
Sorry, I've just seen the picture in chat. I'm sorry.
It's the perfect pirate kitty.
It's perfect pirate. Oh.
I can see Bob looking exactly like that right after the shower. Clothes back on.
Gillette's the best a cat can get.
Yeah, so you're avoiding the townhouse? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, I think so.
Sophia's.
What does this screaming sound like? Like,
It sounds like
is
a
it someone upset or someone in like physical pain?
Oh, it's a woman's cry. They sound upset. Sadness washes over you.
Oh, well, that's usual for here, right? Right? Right, guys?
Yeah, it's pretty usual.
Yeah, okay.
Talia is gonna look at it, look at the house, and remember that the first promise she made was to save Suri, and they are on a ticking clock. And so she has to put Suri before her instincts to go find out what's happening to this other person.
Fantastic. So you can continue south. As you walk south, you will begin to see a large house in front of you. It sort of appears through the mist. It's a weary-looking mansion that squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn as though they have been rent asunder. The right gate lies cast aside. The left still manages to swing lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with the mindless precision. Weeds choke the ground and press with menace upon the house itself, yet against the walls the growth has been tramped down to create a path, all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped back the once beautiful finish of the walls, and great black marks tell of the fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor shard of glass stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen.
Well, this is creepy.
Yeah,
These
but
are my
it's...
kids.
At least we know the people who live here.
Do we?
Well, we know that they're people and relatively alive. And Talia's gonna walk up to the front door. And
Yeah. From around the side of the mansion, you can hear the sound of a cart being set up. As you get closer, you can hear, as you get further away from the gate, you can hear someone, horses braying, and the sounds of boxes being placed into a cart, the sort of creak of the axles, that sort of thing.
and Talia's gonna head around to the side of the house, following the noise, because clearly there's a person there.
Yeah, you see Ismark loading the cart. He hasn't noticed you yet.
Hello?
Do you all follow Talia?
Yeah.
My friends, when you did not arrive last night, I feared the worst.
We got sidetracked.
That's a word
Yes.
for it.
Where had you been?
There was a house.
Christ. The curse of Strahd, what happened to you?
And I imagine he sees us and we're relatively clean, but we're missing limbs.
Yeah.
That we weren't missing before.
Bob literally just lifts his new stump up. This is what happened.
Did you gain that fighting the agents of Strahd?
When you say gained,
Choice words.
Scars are a mark of honor amongst warriors.
It's true. And they can be kind of attractive.
and Bob just gives her the weirdest look, like, just out of confusion more than anything.
And Talia just goes, yeah, I don't know if they were technically agents of Strahd, but we fought something and had to rest after and came straight here.
And there were some creepy children. You don't have any of those, do you?
No, no children. It is just me and Irina here.
You thinking about having children or something with anyone ever? Because we
no.
don't want near them either.
How could anyone raise a child in this place?
See,
I told you, this is what we were saying earlier.
No. We have been plagued by the devil Strahd more than most. Irina especially. Most of the villagers are afraid of her and avoid her.
Why?
It's better if she tells you.
Yeah, we wanted to talk to her alone anyways.
Come, let us meet. And he'll walk up to the door and knock 3 times and then twice. And a woman's voice. Hello, Ismark?
No, it's Bob.
Ismark goes, shh. Who's that with you? I have brought the friends who will be transporting you. Who are they? Have they any allegiance to Strahd? Do
Bob
you
looks
have
like
any
he's
allegiance to
gonna say
Strahd?
something, but stops himself.
No, they have gained scars battling Strahd. They are trustworthy. Okay. You hear the sound of several bolts and locks being undone. And this heavy-set wooden door, also marked with burns and scorches, slowly opens. The interior of the mansion is well furnished, yet the fixtures show signs of great wear. There are noticeable oddities, the boarded-up windows, and the presence of holy symbols in every room. The burgomaster is in a side drawing room on the floor, lying in a simple wooden coffin surrounded by wilting flowers and the faint odor of decay. He is dead. Irina is a striking woman with slightly dark skin and reddish hair. She looks battle ready. She wears plate mail.
Very fancy.
Welcome, allies.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
And Natalia kind of extends her hand to shake.
She will reach out slowly, cautiously. Her other hand strays to her sword at her side, but she doesn't go to draw it. She just holds it. It looks more
Natalia
like a
puts like her other hand up to show like.
And she shakes your hand. I can. Yes, there is some sort of light about you. Come in, my friends, come in.
Thanks.
Come, hurry, hurry, hurry. And once you're all in, she will shut the door and begin sliding the many bolts and locking the many locks.
Got some tight security here, huh?
Seem nervous.
I am hunted.
Hunted?
Hunted.
Strahd wishes to have me.
Why?
He claims that I am his bride. Or he has chosen me as his bride.
Oh.
Is he allowed to do that?
Who knows what he's allowed to do? From the tales, ever since he conquered this land many years ago, he has done nothing but plague the people with vicious assaults and games which are not fun. This very house has been bombarded with attacks from wolves and bandits for weeks on end. My father could not. He could not stand the assault. I believe he died from a heart attack.
Oh no.
Only 3 days ago.
Oh.
Oh, that's really recent.
Sorry for your loss.
Please.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Although, friends, no one from the village has been brave enough to help me and Ismark carry the body to the church.
You want to go to the church?
I wish to bury my father.
You don't want to go to the church.
Yeah, it's kind of bad over there right now.
Yeah, we would recommend staying away from most things here.
And he sort of like looks over at Sophie and you probably don't want to go to the graveyard either.
Pardon my companions. They're earlier we visited the church when we first arrived here, and there was a vampire in the basement.
No,
Well,
it
he's
would,
kind of armed.
it would not have been a vampire. Perhaps one of their spawn or one of Strahd's thralls. He does not make anyone a vampire, though he has offered it to me twice now.
Either way, it was bitey.
She sort of looks awkward for a moment. And after a long moment, she pulls back her hair to reveal scars on her neck. Twice now he has drained me of blood. Not enough to damage me, but...
Did he do this while you were sleeping?
He did this against my will.
Oh.
How did that make you feel?
Like I wanted to stab something, preferably him.
So it's safe to assume you don't like him?
No.
Would you like to get revenge?
She's gonna give Talia a look.
Oh, look. I was about to say the same thing.
Shit.
Revenge. I have heard tales of people who can escape this place, and whilst I hate to leave the people here, I cannot see a future as long as the Devil Strahd lives. Either Either we must...
Oh, it's okay. We're going to kill him. It's how we get out.
And you can come with us. You might be able to help more from the outside than in.
No, there is no way to kill the Devil's Stone. People try. Just a year ago, a wizard came speaking like you do. I told them about the wizard.
What happened to the wizard?
We believe him dead. His body was cast into the river.
But he was a wizard. I am not a wizard.
He was very, very stabbed.
Well, I stabbed too, and I just pull out my rapier and stuff. I could stab back.
Most of the army were turned into vampire spawn. That is what happened to Donovich's son. I know of the vampire at the church. The reasons why...
Host body them.
I do not know if that is possible, but potentially Strahd could be able to do something like that. The reason why the villagers are too scared to help us are twofold. First, they believe that my sister Irina is a vampire, or perhaps truly Strahd's bride, for she has been bitten twice. But also, the wolf attacks do not help. But the second reason is the vampire at the church itself. Word does not stay quiet about things like that, and they are aware.
If he has beaten you, why have you not turned?
I understand it's more complicated than that. I have to make some kind of sacrifice. Or sometimes you can just resist. I still believe in my gods, and I believe that they, though I haven't heard from them for a long time, I believe that they protect me.
I understand your faith. It's a powerful thing.
She sort of looks you up and down and says, "You are one of the church?" Look, taking in your armor.
I don't know what that is. Can you...
You believe. I do not care which god, as long as you believe. So many people here have given up hope.
Oh, I believe.
She takes your hand again. Or offers you a handshake again.
And Talia takes her hand.
This time she kind of like pulls you in close. And if you will allow it, she puts another arm around you and just says, "It's so good not to be alone."
And Talia returns the hug. She was cautious at first, but...
Bob is on edge. He's taken a step closer to Talia since this person has sort of grabbed her.
Okay, now... Advice. I want to bury my father, I really do. But... Ismark has been preparing the cart outside to make the long journey along the old Svalak road towards Valaki. I believe in Valaki I will be able to escape Strahd's notice.
Oh.
He is less prolific in the daylight hours. At night, he sends his minions to attack my household. I wish I had silver weapons. Advice! Get silvered weapons if you can. They will do nothing against a vampire, but they will help you against the werewolves.
Alright.
Okay.
Do you have any suggestions as where we could acquire those?
They are rare treasures. Rare treasures indeed. I wish my own sword was silvered. If ever you see a silvered weapon, take it. Even a large candelabra could become a silvered mace.
I was about to say, like, it wasn't one of the items that we took. I have it written down in my book at home. I think one of the items that we both took might have been something silver.
I think Bob took a silver sword at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you have enough silver, perhaps you could take it to a blacksmith and get things silvered. I do not believe there is one here in Barovia, but there should be a blacksmith in Valaki.
How far away is Valky?
I will not lie, it is a long journey. Have you been outside the village at all?
A little here and there.
You've been as far as the crossroads where the graveyard is. Not the village graveyard, but...
Well, we're very familiar with that area.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Best area in Barovia.
It's about 5 times the travel from here to the graveyard. It will probably take us a couple of days unless we do not rest.
That's a long time.
I believe there are enough of us that we could each take turns on the cart, and we could probably do it in 1 day and 1 night. It would, however, mean traveling at night, so we would not be able to make camp or set up defenses or hole up anywhere.
We want to help you. We do have some need for speed, however.
Well, it is difficult. The main road takes us incredibly close to Strahd's mansion, his castle, upon the hill. We would never venture up the hill, but we would have to pass through the castle gates. Also, if we wanted to avoid that, we could try climbing the mountain, but the cart will not be able to make it. And it will probably be much slower, and I would prefer to get to Valaki as quickly as I possibly can.
Yeah, I'd prefer no mountain climbing. And I mean, if we're quick enough and we're sneaky enough, don't you think we could slip by him unnoticed?
I hope. It is early morning. If we leave now, like right this minute, load up things and get gone, we should be able to get through the gates before nightfall and spend our evening. There is a place. There is a windmill out there where we could possibly take camp if we needed to. If things look like they are getting bad, we could at least reach there by nightfall. However, I have heard tales from travelers that the windmill is now occupied by some sort of villains, bandits or something.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, I think we are all pressed for time then, so maybe we get on the road and we can discuss when and how we want to stop when the time comes.
Yes.
And she's looking at Suri during some of this because she's worried that they're going to run out of time to help her.
Suri's just gonna smile back with just like a oblivious smile, like,
I'm gonna die soon! Yay!
Would you
Oh my god.
help me with our father? If we load him into the cart, he always wished to be buried here in Barovia. But if we get to the graveyard at the crossroads, we could unload him there and bury him there. It will probably take us some time to dig a grave.
That's okay. We've got the best grave diggers in all of Barovia right here.
You left.
May I introduce to you Bob and Sophie?
Oh no, I didn't start it. She's the one who's best.
What are we
So-
doing with the shovels?
May I also remind you that you left a good many of them graves empty after you'd finished ransacking them?
Oh!
We
We might have a few spare from our job earlier.
Nice.
I mean, there might be spare.
You have had business
Is there
at
another
the
graveyard?
You have had
Maybe?
business at the graveyard?
Yes,
Nope.
yes,
Oh.
we found this, and literally he just pulls up the hilt to the sword.
Immediately Irina shrieks. It's a shriek of happiness. You have found the hilt of the sun sword! This cannot be possible. Pass it here. It cannot be true.
He's like, no, it's mine.
Do you know what this is?
Yes, no, please. One who believes must touch the sun sword.
So
Pass
he
it to your
passes
friend,
it
if not me.
Talia, like over to Talia instead.
And
As, soo-
Talia's gonna cautiously take it.
as soon as you touch the sun sword, a blade of sunlight appears from the hilt.
You mean this could have happened the whole time?
Yes, as long as one holds the blade and believes. The sun sword. This is a great weapon. This will help you this will help us in our plight against Strahd.
Can it kill Strahd?
Ay, ay, ay.
I do not know if Strahd can be killed, but if anything can, this will certainly help.
Oh, well, there we go then. Now we've got what we need. We go to Strahd, we stab him, and we go home.
As Bob says this, Talia, you feel this emotion come through the sword. It's clearer for you. You have a stronger connection to it. The emotion is sadness that Bob is incorrect. You need more. You're not ready.
Bob,
Yes.
we really struggled. I think we need more help before we can take on Strahd, but maybe we'll find it on the way.
Maybe. But you've got the sun sword now.
This is a good omen. Only a few nights you have been here in Barovia, Ismark tells me, and already you have found the sun sword? People have hunted high and low for this. People have spent years, entire campaigns, looking for this item, and you have found it.
Well, they were obviously looking in the wrong place.
No, this is a sign. This is a sign, perhaps from your god or from mine, but this is a sign.
You hear that, Talia? It's a sign. We're going home.
Again, a wave of sadness from the sword.
Yeah, Bob just doesn't get it.
And Talia's gonna stay quiet about it at this point. She has an idea that they probably need more of those list of things from the beginning, and that's what led them to the sword in the first place.
Yes, but since then you've learnt that they are agents of Strahd.
Yeah. So, she's not quite sure what they need. But she's gonna stop trying to push that.
Okay, come on, my friends, help me. Help me load up the cart with my father's corpse. We will bury him. I do not care what you did at the graveyard. If you have found the sun swords, then clearly it was fate, and clearly you are the hero sent to help us.
And Talia's gonna head to be like, yes, we must hurry.
I'm not touching that body. I'm sorry.
We have built a coffin.
I mean, I can't really reach. I think it should be better for people who kind of have, like,
Intellect.
I was gonna say arm, like, reach,
Legs.
but sure, intellect. Why not?
And as we load up the cart with the body, he's going to do it either way. If you guys won't help him, he'll try and do it one hand.
Talia will help him.
I'll say Bob will help. He won't quite get
I
it.
can't reach.
Irina hops in the cart, and Ismark takes no delay. They don't even close the door. They just begin getting the cart rolling. And at that point, we're going to take a 5-minute break. This time it will be me, Alice, and Kelly taking a break, and I'm going to leave the stream in the hands of Rachel and Alex. Oh my god, what have I done? We'll be back in 5
Terrible
minutes.
mistakes have been made.
Mistakes were made. Ooh. Okay. This was like the worst idea. Just leave the chat with us two. What could possibly go wrong?
With the two biggest idiots in the campaign. Let's go.
I've been coughing my ass off. So I love that every time I see this campaign, it unfolds differently. That's what I've heard a lot with Curse of Strahd, is that people seem to really, really love that it's never the same story, even though it's the same meditated campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I've just realized that I am now Sophie and you are now Bob. Yeah! The halflings are in power now. But
Definitely.
yeah, I am.
No, it's interesting to see the different routes that players can take for the same story. Different ways of solving the same problems, getting through the same situations.
Exactly. You have like several people looking out at the same image and seeing several different things, which is always really cool. Thank you.
Life is just like that. It's crazy, man. Human beings, we're weird.
We're weird, man. Look how weird we be.
Weird, fam.
Also, but I totally based my teacups off the teacups that are adorably hanging behind Alice.
Oh, I see it now. I wish I would have seen that before. I didn't see
Yeah.
it.
Aren't they super cute?
Oh, yeah, that's adorable.
I'm going to cough effect.
You know, Sophie is my third halfling I've ever played, actually. My first D&D character ever back when I played Pathfinder was a halfling.
Was a halfling?
Mhm.
So you had Nasira,
Mhm.
and now Sophie. Sorry, what was the other one you just
Her
said?
name was Rosie.
Rosie.
She was based off of fucking Rosie from
Samwise, because you love Samwise Gamgee. Of course.
She was a cleric and she was but yeah.
This is my
Okay.
second halfling.
You had Suri and then it was
It's Suti before.
Suti.
The
Suti.
halfling
Yeah.
demolitionist.
I really need a different halfling voice. My immediate halfling voice is like,
I'm going to go kind of small.
But I mean it works though. How big are their vocal cords? Let's be honest here.
that's true. They would probably have pretty high-pitched voices.
Mm-hmm.
My first D&D character, though, was my human druid, Zira.
The girl, the beauty, the majesty. I love Zira. Oh, that's a woman. Now
That
that
was
is a woman.
That was a fun, pun-loving woman.
She was wonderful. She was very much you, I think.
It was pretty much me in a game. I mean,
It was awesome, though.
we had a pirate. Do you remember when we had that? I can't remember whether he was pirate or just a sea captain, and he was actually like pretty much like an ent, the tree
Yeah. Yeah.
person.
Cool.
And I kept making freaking wood puns.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I was literally Googling wood puns as we were like playing, like all the time, like different, give me wood puns, give me tree puns. And that's where I was like, I'm rooting for you. And like, I don't know, I think you're barking up the wrong tree.
I think
And,
that
like-
captain wanted to like push us all off the ship. And throw us around. I'm fairly certain.
I wouldn't have been
He was like,
surprised.
if you weren't paying me so much money, if this other stupid Vinric halfling dude wasn't paying me so much money, you would all be dead right now.
Exactly. Yeah, Kelly, tell the doggo's name. I do believe it is Tram. Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Tramp. His name is Tramp, like Lady and the Tramp.
So cute.
Which is perfect.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Not,
He is a miniature schnauzer mutt. He is 3.
I don't know how to say this without it sounding like an insult, but I mean it in the way that like he does the character well. I mean it in the same way that people do like cosplay well.
Yeah.
He looks like a tramp.
He looks like, yeah, pulls off that name.
So actually, it's a funny story. Actually, when he's a rescue, actually found him abandoned on the side of the road. And originally, I really didn't want to name him Frankie. I wanted to name him after Frankenstein. And so I was calling him Frankie. And one day we were out for a walk, and 3 different people stopped me and told me how much he looked like a tramp. And so he got renamed.
That's adorable. You know, Lady and the Tramp, at the end of the day, is probably Disney's healthiest movie about relationship. Because they both like grow and learn together. Neither of them were really like perfect.
And they're both a good boy.
And they're both a good boy and a good girl, and they helped enrich in each other's lives.
I love how
And they
deep
made
this
compromises.
Yeah, they made compromises and changed a little bit for each other, but didn't change who they core were. Yeah, it's the healthiest relationship that they had.
I hadn't thought about that before, but you have a really good point.
It was one of those weird, I think it was a video essay I watched. That somebody was like, hey guys, guess what? Lady and the Tramp, healthiest relationship in a Disney movie. I'm like, oh yeah. Everyone else seems to have a little bit of an issue. Oh, and the Aristocats, it might be kind of be the same. Kind of, because they're very similar. The Lady and the
Yeah.
Tramp came first. wants to be a cat because the cat's the only cat who knows where it's at.
So we return to Barovia.
On that note.
On that note, on the aristocratic note, they take you along the road north again, coming around the house. They burst through the gates and ride north at some speed. When they get to the crossroads, they slow just fast enough to take the left back out of town, the road that you have walked many times. Once again, along the old Svalak road, you can see the Svalak woods around you, and you pass over the River Ivlis, the 50 feet wide river, and you cross that bridge rather soon. But also, there is time for conversation, and so Ismark has taken the reins. Irina sits in the back, and with a large cowl over her head. She has taken the time to put a large cowl and cape over her. But she asks you many questions. She starts, so tell me, when you found the sun sword, how did you come to find its location?
Bob just shrugs. He can't. He doesn't pay attention.
I want to say luck.
We dug a lot.
We had our fortunes told
You had your fortunes told.
Oh.
Yep.
when we first arrived.
By
before
one of the Vistani?
Yeah.
They are
They're
tricksy
they
people.
kind of brought us here.
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
that's what we've heard. That they're not really the best of people.
They are very tricksy. They bring people here under the pretense of saving the Lord Strahd, but usually people just get trapped here and end up becoming spawn. I believe they also brought the wizard here only a year ago.
That sounds familiar.
We're
We're brought under a similar guise, but we've learned about their tricksy ways.
It is rumored that they are the only ones who can navigate the mist. When the mist gets so thick that you cannot move anywhere. Has that happened to you at all?
Yeah. What's that about? You guys figured that out yet? That's some real intense weather you got there.
We haven't been caught out in it, but we have seen the mists.
When the mist is thick, one of two things is going on. Either Strahd is blocking the place because he wants no one to go there, or he is watching you directly and directing your movements.
Wait, what? like telling us like a puppet kind of thing?
No, I just mean he will literally block every other road so that you may only take one.
Ah, okay. Well, and you won't be able to go, like, around the obstacle, or over the obstacle, or under it, or...
Navigating the mist. The mist permeates all things. You can walk for days, only to erupt where you began, and you will have less of your minds than when you started.
Hmm.
The mist is kind of what trapped us and kept us from getting to you last night.
Does your sun beam through the mist?
No.
The sun off the sword, the thing? You know, just like, boop.
Do not draw that here. You will surely draw his eye.
Ah.
This is
okay.
a covert mission. We have to get me to Valakai, where hopefully I will escape his notice. He can burn the damn mansion to the ground for all I care. As long as we have my father, and she pats the decaying corpse. As long as Ismark and my father and I are together, then I am pleased that we can evade his notice, at least for a little while.
I mean, that seems good enough. I mean, what? Are you sure he can't see the sword like all the time? It's not like a thing that just kind of like calls to him or something. If it's that powerful, like would he know?
I
We're
don't
already here.
believe so. The tale goes. Hang on, I know of the Sun Sword. I used to study it. Give me a moment to remember. It is an ancient artifact. I believe centuries ago, when Strahd was campaigning with his armies, the sword was actually his brother's. That's what the tales say. Sergei, he truly was a hero, and Strahd was ever jealous, I believe. When Sergei died, Strahd employed a powerful wizard to destroy the weapon. The weapons required the hilt and the blade to be separated. Kazan, the wizard, accomplished this. He separated the crystal blade from the sword. This used to have a crystal blade that would be there all the time. I believe while the crystal blade was being destroyed, his apprentice, though it is not documented why, stole the hilt and fled. To avoid incurring Strahd's, the vampire's wrath. Kazan told Strahd that the entire weapon had been destroyed. And Kazan died of natural causes some years later, so I believe that Strahd never found out that the sword was not destroyed. Our house is warded from his gaze. He can only see me outside. Drawing it inside, although it may have been a bit foolhardy of me, we should still have escaped his gaze, but this much light in all this mist, there is no way he will miss it. No way.
But what you're saying is that there is a chance that we can do this, right?
And Suri's gonna look around hopelessly at everyone at that point, like,
right.
I have.
Bob's literally just like,
There are those who say this has never been documented. Not truly, it's more legend. They say that the sword has a personality of its own, that it can convey things to the wielder. She sort of looks at Talia questioningly.
I get a sense from it that's unique. It's like it knows things.
Okay.
Earlier in the house, when Bob said that we thought it would, we were ready to take on Strahd, I felt that, it didn't think so. Like it didn't feel right.
The legends, the rumors of the sword having personality are closely accompanied by the sword wants to destroy Strahd. That it resents him for destroying its crystal blade.
Then I guess we should trust these feelings I'm getting from it if it's has the same goals that we do.
Well, that is the rumor. Well, what else was told to you in this, welcome, Yetimesis, and welcome, sit down, you slackers, get in. What else were you told in this fortune telling by, I guess it must have been Madame Eva, it's always Madame Eva, right?
Yes. She told us to seek out 4 different things, I think. The sword was one of them, and what we looked for first. And then a beggar, and a wizard, which I keep thinking is this wizard you all speak of, but apparently he's dead. And then
it was like his body, though.
maybe.
You were told to seek a visit.
Yeah.
Perhaps someone in Valakai will have heard rumors. Do you remember the exact wording?
No, because my book's in the other room. We all scribbled.
Maybe. No, I don't have it written down exactly. Wait. Oh no. Wait a minute. Something about maybe I might be wrong with this one. But I think she called him the broken one.
Ah, the broken one. I do not know the card. Surely she must have said something after this.
I was never good at school and notes. I wrote down what I thought I would remember, but it turns out I wasn't really good at that.
I never
got it.
took notes. I always used to just steal from the kid next to me. Or borrow or copy, yeah.
Meanwhile, Talia, it looks like, is rummaging through her rucksack, looking for a diary.
I'm thinking very hard, trying to remember what she wrote down after visiting Madame Eva. And she's got, she called this wizard the Broken One.
Yes, that is what your friend Sophie, she just said.
Yeah, and she said that he had strong spells, but she also sent us to look for some kind of holy symbol from a beggar.
I do not know what the cards read. A holy symbol from a beggar. I need more than that.
She said he was a wounded elf.
A wounded elf. Perhaps someone in Valaki will know.
Maybe. And then she also sent us to look for a swashbuckler, a skeleton of a warrior. She said he was lying on a bed of stone. That's why we originally went to the graveyard, thinking we might see that there.
So I see, you are not grave robbers. You have come on a noble cause to find the artifacts to defeat Strahd.
Whoa, someone call us grave robbers?
Well, when you learn that someone found a sun sword by luck whilst robbing graves, you assume. I apologize.
Well, now that we know that these tips are from Madame Eva, though, we don't know how wise seeking them out is going to be.
Honestly, a lot of people believe the Taraka readings are all phooey. But you have found the sun sword. Perhaps the rest can be true too. Perhaps there is a hope, a chance.
Maybe.
Huzzah! There's
Well,
hope.
I
We
mean-
should hold on to that.
What about my sister, though?
What about her?
Oh, she's only got a couple of days left until whatever's gonna happen to her is gonna happen. The whole cursed werewolf thing, whatever. everyone
Cursed
keeps
werewolf
calling it.
thing? Ismark did not tell me of this.
She's gonna look over at Ismark.
Ismark sort of looks a bit awkward. I usually try to protect my sister from certain pieces of information.
We can't
Seems up.
leave here until she's sick. What, were you just gonna have us do this for you without helping her?
No, of course we're going to help, of course. And there will be people in Valaki who
When?
know. People in Valaki will know the way to cure you. It must be. Hence why I pushed for us to travel night and day, rather than...
It must be or it is.
No, it simply must be. In the town of Valaki, there will be people who know the cures. I'm sure I have had people that have been cured before.
You realize that if you mess this up, I'll make sure that you're the first one I bite.
She probably will do.
I mean, there is the church there. They have a working church. The church will be able to know. And on top of this, they also they have another strong burgomaster there. I'm sure he will also be able to help. There's I am sure in Valaki there will be ways that we can help you.
Better be right.
Mm-hmm. I am sorry for your loss, though. Let's sort this out and get going as fast as possible. The sooner, the better our chances, yeah?
Yes, indeed. We are just coming up to the crossroads. We can stop and bury my father.
Sweet.
And so the eventually you will stop. The carriage will come to a halt, and you are back in the mysterious feeling graveyard.
How's it look?
Pretty much as you left it. Pretty much as you left it.
Ah, it's like a second home.
You really were digging up all the graves. I don't think a single one has been unturned.
Can I look for a spare grave? Like one that's already been dug.
So all of that.
That's empty.
Well, I mean,
An empty spare
didn't you
grave.
dig them all up and then pile them all into one? Is that what you
I
did?
don't know, but that sounds like something that Sophie would.
Like you...
Is there maybe one then that has like a shitty wooden like tombstone that I'd be able to just kind of kick over and be like,
Oh, look, this one's free.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a poor person's grave. It would be a grave of a poor person. That would be, you would be taking it out on the poor.
Cerise, yeah, she's gonna like find an empty one, kind of check, no limbs sticking out, then like try to yank out the little poor wooden tombstone, and she's gonna just toss it opposite direction. Hopefully, no one sees this. She's trying to do this sneaky.
Let's have a stealth roll then. We're gonna need one.
What cringes at this?
Please make a stealth check for desecrating this grave.
Oh,
Sophie's
gosh.
just thinking about like, yeah, we're super poor. This is what our graves are gonna look like. Oh my god.
Okay.
Talia and her very religious self is like not okay with this.
Well, let's see who notices. I'm eager for that stealth check.
Okay, so that is actually 17.
On a 17, does anyone have a
Oh,
passive...
18, sorry, 18.
On an 18, does anyone have a passive perception higher than an 18?
Think so, no. Probably not.
Nope.
Well then, I would say that you managed to sneak away and do all this.
She's just gonna, while everybody else is looking for like a good spot, just like kind of.
This one seems to be free.
Oh hey, look! She found one.
How convenient.
Just
Look
put
at
him,
it.
Put him in.
There's not an extra limb or anything. Plenty of space, nice and cozy.
Why would there be an extra limb?
Some people
It's
just born
like-
differently.
When you give someone a new purse, you put a coin in it. You give someone a new grave, you leave a limb in it. I mean, I don't know maybe it's the Barovia version.
What?
Is it a leg? Like, is he sort of like just checks it in there?
Shuri, can you next make me an investigation check? This is going to be a historical investigation check for which grave you picked.
Okay. Oh gosh.
DC
Wait, so what am I
is-
rolling?
The DC is... there'll be 2 DCs. One DC is 10, the other is 14. Investigation.
Okay. Investigation. Okay, so that one for investigation, that makes it 20, an unnatural 20.
Awesome.
And then second one.
Oh, no, it's okay. I meant there was 1 dice roll, but 2 DCs. 2 different results.
Oh, I got you.
Well, 3 results in that case, but yeah. Yeah, you can sizing this up. This looks like an adult male grave. You've picked a good one. You've got rid of the thing. It's not as well dug as most graves are. You might want to square it out a little bit, but it shouldn't take long.
How about this one? Have you thought about getting your father a grave today? Well, look no further than this hole.
Please, Shuri, this is a solemn event. And Ismark takes up a spade and hops down, starting to square out the grave.
And Suri's gonna feel a little bad.
She's like, I don't know. I would like it to be a grand display when I die.
Like Bob just pats her on the shoulder, like, yeah, don't worry, Suri.
It will be.
I want fireworks
And
and
I think
sunflower.
Talia's forgotten what it's like having Suri around, and so she's taking a second to adjust.
This is a lot right now.
With the grave leveled out, it's getting to around lunchtime, and he says, "Please help me lower the coffin."
And Talia will help.
And he begins shoveling the dirt back into the grave. He sort of looks at you all, as none of you have stated that you've moved to help yet. So he's...
Oh, Bob has. Bob
I'll help put dirt back in, but I can't help move the coffin.
Okay.
It's not too big.
So it's a bit of a tight squeeze. It's a tight squeeze, but you can get the coffin into the grave. Tight squeeze, and then you begin piling in the dirt quite quickly. Probably takes about 20-25 minutes, and then he puts his shovel in the dirt and stands at the foot of it and says, "Father, after all these years, I am sorry that I have to bury you in a grave with no tomb. I'm sure sometime when the curse is lifted, we can even move you into your grave down in Barovia, or we could bring the gravestone that was set aside for you up here. Either way, you looked over the village in the worst of times. Whilst most panicked and quit their stations, gave up their shops and houses, you stayed strong, and you were an inspiration to me in Arena. I wish I could stay here and make this speech a little longer. But for now, thank you. And sleep well." And he turns and walks back to the carriage.
And I think Talia takes a moment, like a quiet moment, to kind of pay her respects before following him.
You're supposed to say something nice.
You lived, you died, you were probably contrived.
Ditto.
Ditto.
Oh no, I say ditto because I'm copying what you're saying, but you can't. If you ditto
Oh,
the ditto,
Well, I
then
agree
you're
with.
dittoing ditto.
I agree with it.
Oh, we lost Bob.
Oh
We
no,
lost
Bob.
Alice?
Sorry, it's the fact that we had the freaky music, and you're like, wait, where's my wife? Like,
I'm very concerned as to where my wife is. We're on the same internet and everything. What with her camera breaking just before stream? I'm now slightly concerned that something went wrong. Anyway, I'm not going to readjust cameras. You can sort of see us all. Hi. Let's go from there for now. Actually, I'm gonna have to readjust camera. Okay, yeah. So yeah, carry on.
I mean, everybody is kind of somewhat contrite, right? Sometimes.
Well, I guess so.
Some people.
I don't even know. Can we for certain say that he was though? Like, I don't. Maybe he was. Maybe, you know what? What if he was a backwash person?
What's that mean?
It's when you drink something and you, instead of, like, you know, you got like crummies in your mouth and like spit in your mouth, and then you let it go back into the drink when you tilt the drink down. And then you got the floaties and, you know. You didn't know what that was?
Oh, God. My whole life is flashing before my eyes of floaties in water that I did not know.
Suri, are you a backwash person?
I don't know anymore. Talia, are you? Please tell me you're not a backwash.
Talia has walked away back to the cart following them, so I don't think she's part of this conversation.
Oh, God. What
Sophie,
if
like,
we're
takes a
all
step away from her
backwash
sister,
fishes?
like, nothing
And
has
she's
scared her in Barovia as much as the thought of her sister, like, doing backwash, so she, like, steps away.
I think at this point, Talia kind of calls them and she's like, guys, are you coming? Hurry up.
Yeah, go. You're gross, and she's gonna run over to Talia.
And Sophie, it plays on your mind all the times over the years that your sister has handed you a water skin or a canteen or anything.
Suri's having pretty much the same premonition of every time they've shared water now. And she's just like, oh, God. Oh, God. So she's like, as they're walking back, she's like trying to peer into her water skin, like for any floaties. But of course, you know, you're not going to be able to see anything at all. But nonetheless, she's going to be doing that as she walks carefully back to Talia.
Well, when you're all aboard, Bob, do you say any words over the grave? You hear Sophie and Suri have their ridiculous conversation, and then
I think Bob would literally just give a silent nod and leave. This isn't something he's used to. But he will hop on the back of the cart rather than on the front when he does get there.
Oh, well, freeing up the front, would anyone else like to take the front seat? Anyone else feeling overly questioned by Irina or anything like that?
I think Talia might sit in the front. She's been given a lot of information, and she doesn't want to have to lie to her about anything.
Okay, so Bob, Suri, and Sophie, you get in the back with Irina, and the cart begins up again. From the front, Ismark says, "It's only just after midday, I think." He says, looking up. We should be able to get to Valaki sometime very soon, or at least we can get to the. We can get to the windmill. The windmill is just outside of Strahd's encampment.
And we won't get caught?
We shouldn't. I know a shortcut too. The road goes all the way around a section of forest which we can cut through dead easy.
And it's safe?
Mostly.
So no.
Oh.
I don't really think there's a safe option anymore.
Talia, you have the right of it. Bandits are known to frequent the woods and other things, but we should be able to get through unharmed, especially with the four of you looking so heavily armored and us not carrying really any quarry. I mean, if I was a bandit and I saw this cart moving, I wouldn't think it worth the trouble. Why would you attack a cart full of mercenaries?
No. But we've been attacked before.
Mm-hmm.
That is true of all of us. So now, Irina is fixing her gaze on Sophie.
Okay. She's saying anything, or is she just?
She's just sort of
staring
like doing a small smile.
You know, like when someone's smiling at you from across the room in like a restaurant, you don't really know who they are, and you kind of just.
You are a good person. I can see it. Yes. I believe that you wear this harsh demeanor like a cloak while you pretend to be a thief and a brigand and a grave robber. I think you enjoy it, but at heart, you love your sister dearly, you wish to protect her, and you even tried to remember what the woman said, so you must want to try and destroy Strahd. You are a good person.
Thanks, I guess. You got all that just staring at me?
I suppose it's just a first impression.
That's a mighty strong first impression.
You're doing it again. Wearing the mask.
I think it's not really a mask. It's more of the whole, I'm a little terrified for my life and my sister's life in this really creepy place, and I kind of just want to go home. So I don't really know how else to act.
Yes, that is exactly it.
She's gonna look at Bob. Do I have it? You.
Like Bob looks back. He's at the back of the cart, like swinging his feet off the back. Yeah.
Oh, she's in the back with Bob too.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I think you don't give yourself enough credit. I mean, sure, you tried to steal a cow. You've done some weird stuff, but you're pretty good.
Suri's going to like nod heavily at that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, enough of this. You're all getting weird on me
Bob
right
does lean into Sophie and is just like, but I don't like the way she stares.
She's got a little bit like she looks kind of nice, but it's a little creepy, you know?
It's like she's looking into your soul. Like Bob goes really dark for a minute, like he's in Barovia, so.
She looks kind of exotic as well. Everyone else in Barovia has been quite pale and pallid, whereas her dark skin and auburn hair certainly makes her stand out, and her nose looks a little flatter than normal. Like, not just to the extent that it's like a downward nose. I mean, it's solidly like square almost.
So you like what's is Bob wearing a mask?
I don't think so. And he's just like
A great philosopher said that we all wear masks.
So you're wearing one.
Yes, but I like to choose the masks that I wear.
oh,
Hey.
like I do, and Bob just quickly transforms to have her face on this cat body. Like this. Is this what you mean by a mask?
No, not so much. I mean the way you act, the way you are. I know that I believe in my God, and I try to embody his beliefs and do right by him. So that is the mask that I wear, because that is the way that I wish to be.
Oh, and Bob turns back.
Although that was very impressive, and I am slightly weirded out.
It's okay, most people are.
You get used to it, and it's actually really neat. He's a really cool guy.
Oh, thank you, Sophie.
You're welcome, Bob.
And he just sort of smiles. He doesn't look at any of them. He's sort of looking out, quite happy with himself, and twitches his whiskers as he's thinking about it.
After going through the death house, I don't think Sophie could be afraid of Bob anymore, ever.
And
You have to get very close.
You get close when you're on someone's back for like a whole day.
and you, Siri, what happened to your ear?
Well, see, that's a funny story. I kind of passed out or got possessed or something like that, and then I was being dragged around, and then somewhere along the way, my ear got like bitten off, ripped off, chewed off.
No,
I
there was
thought-
a giant spike and it kind of went through your ear.
We also almost dropped the gate on her
That too.
twice.
But you dropped the gate on me like 3 times.
I didn't even break your foot. I caught your sock or boot or something.
Still counts.
I got you out. I wasn't the only one who didn't see the lever.
So
Well,
as you go off road, suddenly interrupting the conversation as everything gets really lumpy. That's my version of making a cart look lumpy. You can one of you roll me a d8, please, and one of you roll me a d12.
I can do one.
I've rolled a lot tonight.
Which one are you doing?
8, 7.
All right. 12 is a 3.
Just looking out the cart as you start passing through this forest, you can see what looks like the remains of a campfire. And one of you notice what looks like just a corner. Perhaps it would be maybe Sophie or Suri, one of the thieves, notices what looks like a bundle tucked against the bush, tucked into the bushes.
You want us to roll for that?
No, I'm giving it to you. You can see it. If you want to go and grab it, you can. You'd have to stop.
Nudge 30 and point
Mhm.
out. See that?
Well, that's not usual. Should we poke it?
Let's go grab it.
And Suri will hop off.
My poor boy. No.
What's that? Hold up.
In the cart.
And we can see the car. We're not going. It's just right here.
Okay. The
Bob jumps off anyway because he's not letting them just wander off.
the package is soft.
When we poke it, okay.
It's not moving, is it? Is he sort of like just leers over their
No,
shoulder?
it feels like it's full of.
Yeah,
some
if we
sort-
hold a hand over it, can we feel any like breathing or heat?
No, it feels like it's full of cloth. It feels like a bundle of material.
Hello?
I don't think it's alive, sorry.
Well, it was worth asking.
Is a
So I'm just
polite
gonna kick
thing
it.
to do.
She's just gonna kick it just in case.
It rolls slightly. This bundle, you can see now up close, is actually made in leather. It looks like it's waterproof.
Kneel down next to it then and kind of just grab like the corner of it and pull it like further into view.
Yeah, it's a leather script containing some sort of cloth, it would seem.
You want me to open it?
Use a blade.
Yeah, she's gonna pull out her cool blade that she got and just flip it open.
As you flip it open, inside you can see a set of cloves. These look like a commoner's cloves, sized for a human adult.
All right, either somebody changed or someone is naked in this forest.
Just running around?
I don't know. Maybe it's like their
Is that
normal
a thing?
Tuesday night.
Oh yeah. Like, and Bob just like pulls the eye patch down.
And I think Talia calls back and she's like, guys, what's going on?
There
We
might
think
be
there's
someone naked.
running around, like, because they're both.
Bob and Sophie.
And Talia's gonna remember those muddy people that we saw before and like
love them. I love
startle up and like look back and try and like be like, wait, what are you talking about? Like naked people?
Yeah, no, these look like actual cloves, like clothes for a person. They're actually of Barovian cut. They look like the sort of clothes people were wearing in the village of Barovia.
Okay.
Who takes off their clothes, puts them in a bag, and puts them under a bush?
I mean,
Is there
the river's not that close by.
seems very organized.
We should put it somewhere else.
Let's take it.
Or just take one sock.
What if we cut
Oh, but that's
holes
just annoying.
on the butt
Ooh.
so that they put them on and their butt cheeks stick out?
Genius. This is why I love you, sister.
Sophie's gonna do it. She's gonna pull up the pants and like kind of leave like a little thong piece right in the middle.
You can do that. And then do you wrap them back up and put them back on? Fantastic. And the cart will roll on, and that is where I will wrap up today's session. But hold on, everyone, because when we finish doing our wrap-up, we're going to have a little flashback for Sophie.
Oh dear.
But before we get to that, let's go round. First, there's several things I'd like from you guys, and chat as well. Chat, I need a raid war cry from today's session. We need a raid war cry. New players, you can think of this too. I'd also like feedback about the breaks, how the players felt about it, and how chat feels about the breaks. I want to know, because we are trialing out for the first time this week. We're trying it on all the streams, and I want to get as much data as possible. With that in mind, as we go round, we'll go in reverse order this time. Please tell me what your favourite part was, any notes you have on the breaks, and where we can find you and who you are and all that wonderful things. So we'll start where we finished last time. We'll start with Kelly.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Okay, that was a lot of things. So, I'm Kelly, Kelly Lynn on Twitter. That's where you find me, and like here. And I don't have anything else on my schedule at the moment. So that's it. That's all you get. You can also find me and two of my in real life best friends on Twitter at Queens of Nerdcraft, or on Instagram at Queens of Nerdcraft, where we're doing like a cosplay collective thing that we're getting off the ground today. I really liked. There was a moment. I've had a very long day in my actual life, so my brain's not quite working as well as it normally does. But there was a moment where Sophie actually like got a little serious and a little protective, and I like seeing that side of our halfling sisters, because it doesn't come out very much, and it's entertaining to watch. So it's my favorite part of the day. I don't know what else you asked for.
How did you feel about the breaks?
Oh, breaks. I am apparently in a minority in this. I don't love breaks. I get really like into the game and I want to keep going, and I like get all wrapped up in my head when we stop playing. But I think doing the breaks this way, where we're still chatting, is nice, because there's not actual really downtime, because chat probably saw I popped back early. I got a drink of water and I just came right back. So
Yeah, totally. This is actually really interesting feedback from you. You're the first person who said that they don't prefer the breaks, which is great. So do you feel like when we kept the conversation going, that kept you... Did you feel like it broke up your game, or do you feel like you were able to roll through?
I felt like it was fine for me. Like, it's just... a hard break is not my preference. It takes me out of the game, and it makes me really anxious. But the rolling through it is like a fair compromise. It's not something that I think is ideal, but it's definitely better than like a kind of true break style. So.
Well, thank you, Kelly. That's really valuable feedback. Thank you so much. So we'll go next around. We'll go round to Rachel.
Hello, my name is SoulBaby190, or Rachel, here on Twitch.tv. I'm a variety streamer, and you can find me right there in that link in the chat, or at OHBBY190 on Twitter. I do a lot of art stuff, mostly for the D&D groups that I'm in, most specifically the Witcher Genesis. I never stop drawing for Witcher Genesis. It's kind of a problem. But yeah, so I'm a variety streamer. I'm an artiste, and I play Sophie in tonight's game. And I think my favorite moment was the backwash conversation that Suri and Sophie had. I so dearly missed these stupid conversations that they just had in this horrible landscape, this just desolate dying land, and these two are standing in the middle of a graveyard talking about backwash. Like, I missed that. I they're so out of place in this world, but it's I think it's really great. As for the breaks, I'm kind of neutral on them. Like, if we didn't have them, I wouldn't really mind. If we continue them, I also don't really mind. I'm kind of the person that once I'm in character, I'm in character. So I just kind of like, sometimes I have to pee like every 30 minutes. Sometimes I don't even have to pee for like 6 hours. So it's totally random. But yeah, I'm kind of cool just going with the flow on whatever works.
Yeah.
For the games and for the channels. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
I was thinking really quick, something that I do like about the breaks is I like getting to connect with chat more. I feel like we don't get a lot of time to get to go one-on-one back and forth with chat, and so I think for me, if maybe I personally will try and encourage questions from chat the next time I'm on a break where I'm talking.
Yeah, definitely. And I've seen that being feedback in the comments as well. Space Pirate says we get to chat with some of the cast, which is exactly reflecting what you just said. So yeah, thank you, Rachel, thank you, Kelly, and thank you, Space Pirate. Next around, we go to my beautiful wife, Alice.
Hello, I'm Alice. I play Bob. I am both a player and DM on this channel. I DM Eden, Argo37, and Eberron, and play everywhere, basically. And when I'm not doing that, I am a photographer. My favorite part this week is probably, again, all the little silly interactions where I think that's needed in a dark place, because then when something really dark does happen, you've got the contrast with the happiness that's trying to break through in Barovia, and all that sort of thing. I love those bits. Breaks wise, again, like Rachel, I'm pretty neutral. The only thing I will say is I think it's game dependent. So this is a dark game. So when you really get involved and you're in the mindset of a dark game, it really takes you out of it when you come on a break. I love interacting with chat. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. That's why at the beginning of the academy, we have the chat session. I think the only thing is, for me, it does take me out of the world we're in. And also, I think it's because I don't feel restricted about going to the loo or having any form of bio or whenever, grabbing a drink whenever I want anyway, DM or not. I do it when I'm the DM. If I want a drink, if I need a bio, I get up and I do it. So, but that's me. I understand why people want structured breaks, because it can feel like maybe you're breaking something up a bit or whatever, but that's just I think, again, like I said, it's
Alice,
game.
when you are on one of the breaks that so like in that first time when you were here and some other people took a break, how did that feel for you? How did it feel just coming out and talking about something else and then going back in? Was that better than taking a full break, or?
What do you mean, sorry?
So like when you actually have a break and step away from the screen, that I can see that takes you out, but like when you just stay in chat and talk to the chat,
I think as long as, like, when the subjects are maybe similar to the game you're in, then you're still in the moment. I mean, it's fine if people want to talk about something else. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying when the setting is so important to a game, then that's when I lose it a little bit.
Okay. Thank you.
It's not necessarily bad. I'm not saying like this is terrible.
Yeah, no. It's valuable feedback. Thank you. So last but most certainly not least, we have Alex. Oh, hi, Alex.
Oh, hi. It was so good to be back, and it was so good to have my ridiculous shenanigans with my like siblings as well as with Bob and Talia. I really liked actually like going and getting Talia tea this week. I don't know why I felt so passionate about getting tea, but I did. And sorry, I've got like a kitten right next to me and it's very distracting, as I'm sure you two both know with your beautiful little fur baby.
Yes, born of Satan, yes.
Yeah, so she's been chucked out.
Yeah, I really had a lot of fun because, like Alice said, breaking up that dark campaign with some humor allows you almost to go a bit like darker, I feel, or like really shock. So I really like that, and I like the dynamic that we have here to be able to do that. So thank you for letting me be ridiculous with you all.
I love it.
So that's and letting me be like, hey, Rachel, let's be annoying as fuck. Anyway, as for like the breaks, I actually, I think again I was quite neutral. I think for something like Strahd, I would prefer one main break, but I'm okay with that break still being kind of like a casual talk to the chat break. Because I do really like getting to talk to chat and getting to kind of let chat get to know the cast and like the DM a bit more outside of their characters. So that's kind of neat. I like that. But yeah, I think maybe breaking it up too much, because 3 hours isn't all too long in the end. Breaking up too much could maybe, like Kelly was saying, like break up the pacing if you're trying to really get into the mood of the campaign.
I think as well, sometimes, I don't know whether you feel this is the DM, I did yesterday, it all fell very well. But when it's like 2 as well, I think, hang on, we've got to have a break in a minute. I don't want to start building anything up because that tension's gone. When you go, we'll be back in a minute. But that's from a DM point of view.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them things, isn't it? It's sort of like the juxtaposition. You want people to be clinging to the edge of their seat, and in the next sentence you're saying, well, go take a break. You almost want them to... The whole point of taking the break is so that people don't feel like they've got to hang on to the edge of their seat, but also you spend your whole time getting people to hang on to the edge of their seat. It's do you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want people to feel like they have to rush back, but at the same time you want them to feel tense enough in the story that you want them to rush back. It's weird. Oh yeah, and HH the Thinker, he's 100% right. I really appreciate the dynamic that we have, that I have with all of you, and that we have funny moments and serious moments. And it was interesting seeing how that did shift a little bit when Sophie was on her own. When Sophie didn't have Siri to bounce off of, Sophie did get a bit more serious and scared. It was quite interesting to watch. It was cool.
I really like that too. I thought that was really cool to see how Sophie changes if Siri isn't there, which kind of explains as well a little bit more why Sophie is almost a little bit more scared of Suri changing than Suri is. I like that a lot. Yeah.
It's the older sibling thing. You know, you got the younger sibling that's just like, the world is carefree, and the older sibling is like, no, it's not. We
gotta pay taxes.
We gotta pay taxes.
We have bills. There's rent due in a week.
That bread you ate was stale and you didn't even notice.
So, guys, here are my social links. Go and check them out. Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Twitter, send me a DM if you want to get into a game. I will get you a game. Simple as that. It may not be this season, might be over Christmas, or it might be next season, but I will get you a game. Then we also have the Discord, where you can come and be part of an amazing, safe, inclusive community who like to talk about D&D, and you can catch up with this and all our other shows on the YouTube. We have Patreon. Go and check it out. We've got some free articles on there that are free to read. They're usually about 500 words, so 10 reads per article. I think we have 3 live at the minute, maybe 4. If not, we'll have 4 in the next few days. And also, you can, if you support us for as $1, you can get some of the free content as well, which includes things like voice lines. We also have merch. Go and check out our merch. We also have sponsors in the form of Bird and the Storm Publishing, who do everything for charity. Go and check them out. And Mage Hand Press. If D&D 5e Space Reskin is your thing, check out the free preview and their pre-order material. It's called Dark Matter. It's pretty fun. You can see it here on Thursdays at 1 PM, DM by the lovely Alice. We also have a game coming up where Kelly Lane's going to be DMing in the middle of the month. On the 17th, which is only 10 days away, Kelly's going to be DMing a game for us. It's going to be amazing. Kelly, I know
That's so exciting.
I'm excited.
Never DM'd before. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be great. We've got you an amazing cast. You're going to have a lot of fun. Guaranteed. So I did promise. Also, I haven't seen any Raid Cry things yet. So chat, if you can't pull it out for me, we're going to have to rely on the players. We need something to take across as our War Cry. We're going to go across and see and raid Maggie today. But also, I promised that Sophie was going to have a flashback. Sophie, do you remember when you and Suri were alone on the road? When that car had just, like, tumbled away and the driver was gone?
Yes.
What happened there?
Oh God. Oh, it was so long ago.
It was the first time Suri did something.
That's when she got all creepy looking, right?
Yeah, it's when she transformed. It was, yeah, that was the first time that you saw her transform. There in the woods, suddenly she was standing in front of you, not answering you, being quiet and staring at the moon for a moment. When all of a sudden, you see her begin to bulge and transform. And in this moment, you see more than anything else, her clothes ripping. As she begins to transform and change. And all of a sudden, you think, well, hang on a moment, what kind of person would take off their clothes and wrap them in a leather strip at the side of the road?
Wonderful. Oh, I had a feeling, but oh no.
Also, you guys should go and check out that episode, because if you think those noises are cool, you should hear how cool Alex imitated them. That is where we are going to wrap today. Are you a backwash person? I like that as our raid choir. We're going to take that across. Ban the backwash. Ooh, what are we thinking? Okay, 1 is are you a backwash person? 2 is ban the backwash. You guys have about 20 seconds. Go, go, go.
I just really liked Kelly's idea of backwash. It just
man.
out of context, it makes no sense.
Okay, so also Kelly's the only person who's voted, and they voted 2. Oh, and Gem Song. Okay, so ban the backwash. It looks like ban the backwash. We've got 3 votes. That's plenty enough. Oh, and there's another one for. I'll give it another couple of seconds.
I guess we could kind of do a little bit of both. They're going to be like, what's all this about backwash?
You guys, yeah, I like that idea even better. Alex, you're a genius. If you prefer Are You a Backwash Person, copy and paste Are You a Backwash Person. Add some scrap hype if you got it. If you prefer Ban the Backwash, copy and paste that. It's up to you. We're not the boss of you. You decide. Yeah, so we're going to head across and we are going to raid... we're going to raid Margaret Crone, who's on our Monday stream. She's in this time slot yesterday, where we play Mouse Guard. So check that out. But remember, we are live here Monday to Thursday, 1 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. EST. We're also live on Fridays at 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. every other week. The 1 p.m. on Fridays over on the Greyhawk channel. There it is with the scrap hype. That's what I want. Oh, yeah. So we're going to head across now. Thank you very much, everyone. I can't wait for next week. Keep on evoking emotions. We'll see you later. Bye!